welcome back to another. That muted again, but hello everybody, and welcome back to another Wednesday night movie live stream. Hope you're all keeping well and having a great time. So thanks again for joining us. It's me, Pete Playtendoguy, and I'm joined as always by Andy from Forgotten World of Movies.
Hi everyone.
And Mike from Cinema Axeman.
Hello.
And just in time, perfect timing, we have our special guest. It's Rashad.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Thanks for joining, Rashad.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no problems. Thanks for joining.
Right. Yeah, no problems. I wish it was no problems, man. I was having trouble getting on this mug, man. My laptop was acting up, so I had to get on with my phone here. So hopefully this goes smooth, man. I said, for some reason, the internet gods are against me today.
No worries. I get it all the time. It seems to be a StreamYard thing as well.
Yeah, and that's all they do is pump StreamYard on YouTube. You know, yes, are you ready for some crystal clear sound? And then shut up, you ain't crystal clear nothing. There's somebody turn around StreamYard messing up.
You're absolutely right there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks ever so much for joining, Rashad, and thanks ever so much to everybody watching at home. Before we get into the comments, the same question I ask every week is, what are some of the films that you've watched over the past week? So I'm going to hand over to Andy first. What have you been watching recently?
Yeah, quite a fair bit, to be honest. I watched all 4 American Pie films again, back to back. I had an absolute blast with them. I watched the Full Monty again, and then immediately after that, I watched the series in one day, and I thought it was great. Yeah, really, really enjoyed the show. I watched yesterday Asteroid City. Thought it was meh. And today I've watched Infinity Pool and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Nice. Very good selection of stuff there. So Asteroid City, would you say it's one of the worst Wes Anderson films?
It's not awful. Like, visually, it's amazing. The cast is great, but the story was just, couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, I can understand that. And Infinity Pool, is that another win for Mia Goth?
For Mia Goth, yeah. She was great in it. The movie's a little bit insane, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
Oh, that's great to hear, and that's a brilliant selection of films there. And Indiana Jones, would you say it's on par with Crystal Skull?
For me, it is, yeah. Nothing's going to touch that original trilogy, but this was just, it felt very safe. It didn't take any risks, in my opinion, and it was just bland, but safe. Not the worst thing ever, but not the greatest either. I just thought it was.
My question is, does Harrison Ford sit down for like 90% of the film like he did in Crystal Skull?
Yeah, there's less action from him. I'll just say that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And what about you, Mike? What have you been watching recently?
Yeah, so similar to Andy, I've literally just come back from seeing Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, and yeah, I kind of got the same thoughts. It was okay, but I'm still got to think about it a bit more. I'm not too sure where I rank it in the series. It might be my least favorite, or it might be better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's kind of on par with it, but yeah, it was okay. Other than that, I watched a movie last night called, I think it goes under a few different titles, but I think it's called Lady Reporter with Cynthia Rothrock. I think it's also known as The Blonde Fury. That was really fun. Like a Hong Kong action movie that she stars in, and I think it's the only Hong Kong film where she's like got a lead role. And yeah, it was really fun. A lot of great action sequences in it. And yeah, other than that, I rewatched the other Indiana Jones movies just in preparation for this new one. And yeah, obviously that original trilogy is great. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the less said about that, the better. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been watching.
Absolutely. So that Cynthia Rothrock one, is that on Eureka?
Yeah, it came out on Monday. Yeah, I watched the trailer for it, and it just looked like a lot of fun. And yeah, it was good.
I may have to check that one out. But brilliant selection of watches there, Mike. And what about you, Rashad? What have you been watching recently?
Well, just before I jumped in the stream, I watched this Vice has a series called Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if you ever heard of it. They're like wrestling documentaries. And so yeah, it was a documentary on the Junkyard Dog. So if you ever watch wrestling for back in the day, Junkyard Dog was like a big deal. So I just watched that before I got on here. And I finished season 2 of The Bear, which if you haven't seen that show, you're missing out. That show is great. Brilliant, especially if you worked in the kitchen. I think if you worked in the kitchen, know what that kitchen life is like, man. You relate to it. And let's see. Other than that, I had a double feature. I did watch Raiders and Temple of Doom back to back on some drink. My plan was to watch all 3 of them, but by the time Temple of Doom got done, the drink kicked in, and I knocked out after that. So I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the energy to start Last Crusade, man. But yeah, that's about it, really. I just been watching like a lot of throwbacks. I just introduced my son to the Lethal Weapon movies. You know, he's 7, so we watch 1 and 2 together. Had to fast forward a couple of things as if you've seen the movies, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's about it. Just mostly throwbacks, really. I really have no intention on watching Indiana Jones, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like a broken record. I say this over and over again because I have so much love for that original trilogy. And it's like watching your favorite athlete get old, and you know, I don't want to see LeBron James play at 50 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up on these movies, man. I had action figures. I would do the Indiana Jones theme as I'm playing with my toys. So I grew up with that shit, man. And I don't want to see Harrison Ford go out like that. So yeah, I can't. I don't think I'm gonna watch that, man. Well, depending if I see a lot of reviews when people are saying how great it is, but so far from what I'm hearing on here from Andy and Mike, it sounds like so I might just skip it altogether.
I can understand that. It's definitely not going to win a lot of people over, and I'm not hugely excited for it, but I'm intrigued by it. But nothing will touch those original trilogy.
No, come on, man. The man's 80 years old. He's still doing Indiana Jones stuff. Like, I could still watch Stallone play Rocky Balboa because he's not getting in the ring. You know, he's a mentor now, so I could watch Stallone play Rocky forever. But when you're talking about, you know, still cracking the whip and swinging and, you know, knocking people out, come on, man. I love Harrison Ford, but an 80-year-old Harrison Ford is not knocking me out. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just not buying that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But brilliant selection of watches there, Rashad. For me, what I've watched the first Terrifier because it was the film that I was asked to watch last week and really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to watch. Very funny, surprisingly so. Art the Clown's an evil bugger, and the violence, the practical effects was really good in it as well. Surprisingly, I thought the film was a little bit too long at 80 minutes, but it didn't outstay its welcome too badly, but I'm intrigued to check out the second one, even if it is like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's long. It's pretty long. Yeah.
Have you seen them, Rashad, the Terrifier films?
Yeah, actually, yeah, Mike put me onto those. So Mike had me watch the first one, and I was so in love with it that it just so happened the second one came out like a month after that. So me and my daughter went to go see Terrifier 2, and yeah, it's a little long, but I didn't feel the runtime because you know what you've seen in the first movie, take that and double it in the second one. So yeah, you're definitely in for a ride when you see 2.
I've heard the bedroom. I've seen bits of the bedroom scene, and I'm like, wow, they don't stop.
No, it gets to the point where you're like, all right, she's had enough. Stop. You know, like he just like, I mean, one thing about Freddy and Jason kill you. Like they do what they do, and then that's it. Like Art says, no, I'm not satisfied. They don't come back with some bleaching and salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to checking out that one. And I also went to the cinema to watch Spider-Man Is It Across the Spider-Verse, the new one. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It kind of felt way too long. It felt like it was long just so we could have a second part. Thought the opening was really good with Gwen. I kind of wish it was all about her, but Miles is still a great character. it didn't feel as special as the first film, but still looks amazing. Looking forward to this new one whenever it comes out, because apparently it's going to get delayed till 2026.
I saw that. God.
Yeah,
Is that because of the writer's strike or just?
I've heard that some of the animators have just walked out. 100 of them have just walked out. So maybe why? I don't know what's going on there, but it's a shame. But it'll be worth the wait, nevertheless. But before we get into the comments section, I've got 3 films on the list. I've got entirely 3 different films this week. And which one do you think I should watch? So we have Blowout, Saturday Night Fever, and what's the other one? I can't remember what the other one is. Oh my days. God, it's another Carlito's Way. There you go. Blowout, Carlito's Way, or Saturday Night Fever.
Oh shit.
So which of those 3 should I watch? I think I know what people are going to say, but I'll let Andy go first. What do you think?
I was going to say Blowout, but then you said Carlito's Way, so I'm going to have to say Carlito's Way.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, 1 vote for Carlito's Way. What about you, Mike?
Carlito's Way, easily.
Wow. Oh, okay. I
mean, Blowout is great. I do really like Blowout, but Carlito's Way is, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I lost my bet. I thought it was going to be Blowout. So, and what about you, Rashad? What would you say?
I've never seen Blowout, but I love Saturday Night Fever, but that movie's probably not for everybody because it's a 70s disco joint with John Travolta where he has like a 5-minute dance routine by himself. I'm about to say Carlito's Way. That was one of Pacino's best movies. Yeah.
Wow. That's a unanimous decision. Carlito's Way it is. Right, so I'll watch that over the next week. I've got the 4K of it, so look forward to checking it out. Al Pacino's in it, isn't he? Yes, and Sean Penn as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Sean Penn. I think didn't he get nominated for an Oscar, Best Supporting Actor that year? Because he killed it in that movie.
Yeah, he might have done.
Maybe.
Yeah, John Leguizamo's also in there. Your boy from Lord of the Rings, what's his name? Viggo
Mortensen, yeah.
Viggo Mortensen's in there, yeah.
Yeah. I prefer it over Scarface, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I completely understand. I get it, but personally, yeah, I do prefer it over Scarface. As amazing as Scarface is, something about Carlito's Way for me. I don't know. I just love it.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, it is. I don't understand it. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But yeah, I just love Carlito. The end sequence is so tense. You know,
at the train station. Yeah. I can't judge, man. Look, I have Temple of Doom over Raiders, and most people find that blasphemy. So
I'm the same. Temple of Doom's my favorite.
Oh, nice.
All
right.
Last Crusade's my favorite.
Yeah, that's. You can pick. It's one of them where you can pick any of the 3 as your favorite, and I completely get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a very consistent franchise. It is.
Yeah.
Well, those 3 films are.
There are only 3.
Yes. Oh, dear. We have got a thunderstorm here, so my internet may be cutting out quite a bit. And wow, it's chucking down with rain. So if I pop out for a couple of seconds, that's why. But before we get into the comments, Rashad, do you want to promote your channel to everybody watching at home?
Yeah, sure. So my channel is Rashad G Reviews, and so I started out just reviewing movies. I tried to follow in the footsteps of Jeremy Jahns and Chris Stuckman and the Schmoes and Double Toasted. And over time, my channel evolved to where I was doing cooking videos. So I have a segment called Dinner in the Movie where I would cook something, and then so whatever I cooked had to do with the movie I was watching. Then I started getting into political stuff a little bit, but that's a little too deep for me. So I fell back from the political stuff some. And so now I just review shows, movies, whatever I watch, whatever inspires me. I get in front of the camera and talk about it, and try to entertain and just speak my mind, and that's about it. So feel free to come by and say hey.
Brilliant. You've got a fantastic channel there, Rashad. And if any of you haven't subscribed to him already, his link is in the description down below, as is Andy and Mike. So go and give them all a sub if you haven't already. So let's get into the comments. Right, got quite a few comments. Right, first up we have True Action Star here saying, hello, you load of lovely sausages. Why, hello there. Hope you're doing well. We have Josh here from Through the Lens saying, hey everyone, watched Past Lives finally today and it's a new favourite of mine. It's so pretty and beautiful inside. This is the one that you've been talking about for a long while, Josh. I think it's an A24 film or a movie release, and it looks pretty good, I must admit. I don't know when it's actually out over here, but have you heard of this one, Andy?
I've not, no. Sorry to say.
What about you, Mike?
I think I've heard the title, but no, I don't know anything about the movie, to be honest.
No worries. And what about you, Rashad?
Yeah, they've been advertising it on YouTube a lot. So they've been saying it's like the best movie of the year and the best romance story of all time. And I don't know, with A24, like I have respect for A24, but when they say stuff like that, I take it with a grain of salt because they said the same thing about Lamb. They said Lamb was a masterpiece. It was like the scariest movie ever, and you have to see Lamb. And it was the biggest pile of triceratops shit I've ever seen in my life. So, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna go to the cinema and watch it. I'm gonna wait till it come on streaming. I just can't see go to the cinema, getting some popcorn, and be like, I'm gonna watch this great love story. Nah.
I don't blame you, boss.
Yeah.
And next up, we have Danny here saying, hi, hope you're all good. Hey, Danny, thanks for joining, my friend. We also have Sam here as well saying, hello, everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hey, Sam, hope you're doing well, mate. Sam says, I watched a documentary on an LA punk band called Minutemen. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Been streaming their albums a fair bit lately. Also watched Carry On Spying, which was all right at best, in my opinion. Good selection of stuff there, Sam. Don't think I've actually seen Carry On Spying. But he continues to say he watched Asteroid City, which I found very underwhelming, but definitely needs a rewatch for sure. Also rewatched The Grand Budapest Hotel, which was indeed a masterpiece, one of my favourite films ever. Great to hear that. I still need to see The Grand Budapest Hotel, but it does look like a really good film. It's another Wes Anderson film. What's your thoughts on it, Andy?
Yeah, I really like it. I don't think it's my favorite Wes Anderson film. It is pretty good because I know a lot of people like have it right up there, but I honestly thought Moonrise Kingdom was better than it, if I'm honest.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's definitely a good film, though.
Awesome. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I quite like it. I think it's probably one of my favorites from Wes Anderson. Yeah, it's got a great cast, lots of different things going on. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Awesome to hear. And Rashad, have you seen it? Don't think he's there. We've got Marvel fan here saying, hi everyone, how are you? Hey Marvel fan, thanks for joining. And we've got Tom180 here saying, evening everybody. Evening Tom, thanks for joining. We have Marvel fans saying Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will hit digital on the 7th of July, while in America, DVD, Blu-ray and 4K plus exclusive will be released on the 1st of August. So I would imagine us over here in the UK won't be too far behind. I will definitely be picking it up on Blu-ray because I'm looking forward to checking it out. I've heard it's one of the better Marvel films of the recent post-Infinity War Endgame era. Will you be picking it up, Andy?
Yeah, I think it'll be a day one purchase for me. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. What about you, Mike? Will you be picking it up?
Probably not straight away. I'll probably wait until it goes a bit cheaper.
Cool. And what about you, Rashad? Would you pick it up?
Yeah, same. I'm cheap as hell. I'm gonna wait till the price goes down, so and then cop it. You know, until then, I would just watch it on Disney Plus.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
We've got a True Action Star saying Pete needs to do one of those gaming streams where he plays something. Well, I'm going to do one probably this weekend, next weekend. We'll see. We'll do it soon. The Bad Lieutenant says, "Well, tickle my testes with a ball-peen hammer. Great to be live casting again." Hi there, Bad Lieutenant.
Okay.
We've got Radley Stark here saying, "Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. What's your favourite true crime movie? Zodiac for me. Can you recommend anything similar?" But that's a very good shout there with Zodiac, Radley. Can you think of one, Andy?
Not off the top of my head. No. No, can't think of one.
The only one that comes to mind is 10 Rillington Place with Richard Attenborough.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's a really good film. That is one creepy film, so I'd say that one. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think for me, one that's very similar to Zodiac. It actually came out before Zodiac, but Memories of Murder from Bong Joon-ho. That's very similar to Zodiac, but yeah, that's a really good movie.
I do have that in the double pack, so I do want to watch that one. That looks really good. And what about you, Rashad?
Well, this might be a dumb question. So, true crime movies, that's like movies based on real crimes?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I don't know, would Catch Me If You Can count as one of those? Because it was based off a true story, and those were crimes that he was committing, so that's the only one I could think of. Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, that's a good pick there. And can you think of one, Andy, or not?
I might have to go with you, Pete. 10 Rillington Place.
Yep, cool. Bad Lieutenant's got some examples here. Boston Strangler, 10 Rillington Place, but plus a couple of TV movies such as Catch a Killer, The Deliberate Stranger, and How to Skelter. Cool. We've got Tom 180 here saying, "Anyone watching the Full Monty series? Love the film, but after 5 episodes, I'm thinking it's shite." I want to watch it, but I've been unsure. But you've watched it, Andy. You said you quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's not perfect. There's ups and downs to it, but it's great to see the characters back. But the ending of episode 7 and episode 8 were really emotional.
Oh, really? Is it only 8 episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling it, but it was just really, really hard hitting and really well acted. But there's definitely some funny moments in there as well with a pigeon, I'd say. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a mixed bag.
Nice.
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might rewatch the film, then watch the series, as it sounds like it's quite a good compliment to the series, to the film.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Are you going to check it out, Mike?
Yeah, I want to check it out because I love the movie. But yeah, it's just trying to find time to watch it.
Yeah, totally understand that. And what about you, Rashad? Have you heard of the Full Monty before?
I heard of it, but I feel like Mike right now. Like I haven't seen shit. I haven't seen the movies and I haven't seen the series, so I can't even comment on it.
No worries. We have Del Boy here saying, "Good evening, folks. Wednesday night is the new Friday night." Hey, Del Boy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for joining.
So,
Edward says, "Evening, everyone. Hope you're well." Evening, Edward. Well, who's picked up Avatar: The Way of Water on Blu-ray this week? I can tell you I haven't. I'm going to keep it on the shelf for as long as possible. But Andy's got the 4K.
nice.
But I bet it looks amazing in 4K.
I haven't rewatched it yet, and to be honest, I don't know when I'm going to rewatch it. I'm a James Cameron completionist, so I just had to buy it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Will you be getting the first Avatar when it comes out on 4K again?
Probably not, no, because I still think the Blu-ray holds up.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Did you pick it up this week?
No, I think again I'll probably wait until it gets a bit cheaper. But to be fair, I quite enjoyed the movie, so I am looking forward to picking it up. But yeah, I don't know, £25 for the 4K. It's probably a bit too steep for me at the moment.
Yeah, I can get that. And Rashad, will you pick it up on Blu-ray?
No, probably not, because I've already watched it twice on Disney Plus. So I have no reason to spend the money where it's like right here at home. You know, I just plugged in laptop, projector on the wall. Only thing is, I wish I could watch it in 3D again. You know, if they ever release like a Blu-ray, 3D copy of it, version of it, I'll definitely cop that one. Because to me, I think
Released
Avatar
over
works
here in
best when you
3D.
watch it in 3D. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
released over here on 3D Blu-ray, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah. Yeah. it's
Really?
3D over here. Yeah.
Oh, lucky bastards.
Cowboy says him and his mum are doing well. That's good to hear, mate. We've got the Bad Lieutenant here saying, just watch Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers for the first time.
What
Not a
the
bad
hell?
film.
I never
I like
heard of
the
that
sound
one.
of the title. I like the sound of the title. That's about it. Anybody seen it?
I've not seen it, but I've heard of it. I think it's got Lana Quigley in it from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, wow.
I think she's in it. But yeah, I've seen clips of it, and it looks batshit crazy.
Oh, where can I watch that? Like, is it on Shudder or something, or?
I haven't got a clue where it's on, but.
Have you seen it, Mike?
No, I've heard of it. I think I've seen the cover for it, but no, I've not seen it.
Right. Next up, we have Tom180 here saying, what's your favourite disaster films? That's a good question. Do you want to go first, Andy?
Sure. Probably for me, Independence Day and Alive. I really like the Towering Inferno as well. And although the movie wasn't great, I thought the CGI in it was brilliant. 2012.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't mind that. John Cusack's in that one, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I like a lot of those classic ones like Towering Inferno, Poseidon Adventure. I have a soft spot for Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, I think that one's pretty good. But yeah, they're just some of mine.
Good selection there. What about you, Rashad?
Does Cloverfield count as a disaster? Or that's more like a creature feature, right? The first Cloverfield.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, disaster film. I guess I would say probably Armageddon, which is most considered a dumb movie to most, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I like watching it. You know, it's my Michael Bay full throttle doing what Michael Bay does. You know, blow up stuff, be grotesque and raunchy, and you know, yeah. So I gotta say Armageddon.
It's a good
probably.
fun film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you there, and I do agree. Armageddon's one really good disaster film. The Day After Tomorrow, I quite like that one as well. The Core, I remember that one not being too bad. Quite like that one. And there was I think it's a one that came out, it was like straight to DVD over here. It was called Skyfire, I think it was called. But one of these, like, I think it was a Chinese sort of production, but that was pretty good. It had some dodgy CGI, but it was a lot of fun. And it was super cheap as well. So, yeah, we've got Bad Lieutenant saying the Towering Inferno. And the viewer Drew saying, hey, what's up? Hey, Drew, how are you doing, mate? Does Bad Lieutenant says, does Airplane count as a disaster film? I cannot say because I haven't seen it.
I guess, yeah, kind of.
Yeah. We have True Action Star saying, evening, your wonderful movie, love and lot. Thank you again. Twister or Greenland, they are very good picks there.
Twister, I forgot about
Twister. I really enjoyed Greenland. Yeah, with Bill Paxton. Yeah, good film. Dalboy says, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Wow, now there was a film from the past. Lena Quigley strikes again. We've got Traction Star says, how are you doing, you sexy sods, and where's the love god? Nige is seeing Iron Maiden tonight, so unfortunately he can't be here. But I'm sure he's having a lot of fun watching Iron Maiden. Because I think you are as well seeing it then, Mike.
Yep, Friday.
Oh, awesome. I hope you have a lovely time there.
Oh, thanks.
We have the Bad Lieutenant saying The Room was a total disaster, so that could be counted as one.
That's one of the greatest movies of all time. What are you talking about? God, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. One of the best line deliveries ever. You tripping? He has a shark movie about to come out soon, isn't he? Like I think it's called Big Shark or something like that.
I think I've seen advertisements for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one commercial. That's like one ad that I've seen of it, but I've never seen it again. So I don't know if the movie got thrown in the trash or they changed their mind or is that bad that they can't release it. But I haven't heard anything else about it since I've seen the first ad.
I think I've seen one trailer on Facebook a while ago, but that's about it. We've got Mike here from Did You See That saying, "Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well." Hey Mike.
Big Mike. Still ain't seen shit.
True Action Star says, "I don't mind a hook or three, so I want that film, Delboy." I bet you do. Delboy says, "You pay for them and I'll be there, lol," says Delboy. Not TJ Hooker, mind you.
TJ Hooker, I remember that show.
I've seen the show before, it's pretty good. Matt Chat's here. Hey mate, thanks for joining.
What's up?
I'll do Mac. And I don't think I can bring myself to watch The Room, says Tom180.
It's better when you're drinking. You have to have some alcohol in you to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Room, but I've heard I've heard it's a fun watch. What would you say, Andy?
Yeah, I love it. It's for all the wrong reasons. It's got to be seen to be believed. So
yeah,
the stuff that happens in that film, it's crackers.
Oh well, I think I'll look forward to watching that one. That'll be a lot of fun. Look forward to checking it out. Can you get it on Blu-ray? Oh,
I think there is a Blu-ray, but I think you've got to get it imported. Same with the DVD. Right. There isn't a copy of it you can buy over here in the UK. You've got to get it. Right. Got to get it imported, but yeah, who knows what planet Tommy Wiseau's on, man. He's.
Yeah. So get a couple of drinks in and give The Room a watch.
Yeah,
then it'll be fun.
Better with alcohol.
Oh, cool. We got Sai here saying, "Evening, gang." Evening, Sai.
What's up?
Saying, "Hey, Bad Lieutenant." A lot of people chatting here saying, "Shame as it's still far more entertaining than 99% of the shit they put out now." Talking about The Room.
It's entertaining. Definitely.
Well, as long as it's entertaining, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
We've got Sai here saying, "I just watched a strange double bill. Love Camp 7, followed by The Night Train Murders. Haven't heard of either. What about you, Andy?"
Nope. Haven't heard of either, I'm afraid.
Mike, what about you? No?
No, same.
And Rashad?
Nope.
Oh, you'll have to tell us what it's about. Think you need psychiatric help, mate? Most definitely. Last two films I've seen is Hitchhike to Hell and Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Nice. You're selling me with the Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, Bad Lieutenant.
I want to see that now.
So do I, just with the title alone. Matt Chat says, "I've been watching the HBO series The Deuce. It's set in New York on 42nd Street in the 70s. Fantastic production, designed with all the old cinemas and future nasties on the sign. It's fab. Anybody seen it?" I haven't even heard of it. Have you seen it, Rashad?
No, never heard of it.
No.
Never heard of it, but it sounds like my kind of show, like 70s New York. Hell yeah.
It's a really cool description of it, Mac Chat, so I do want to check it out. Haven't got HBO, well, we haven't got it over here at all, so maybe it's on Sky or something. Andy, have you heard of it?
No, I've not heard of it.
No. And Mike?
No, haven't heard of it.
No worries. We got Sai here saying, I love Hollywood chainsaw hookers. I'm sure we all will when we watch it. It definitely has its moments. I bet it does. I bet it has a few eye-opening moments indeed. We've got Matt Chats here saying, and they found poor Julian Sands. His grim discovery in arachnophobia is going to hit different now. Yes, very sad news about Julian Sands.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike says the same. The viewer Drew says, good news, I'm planning on seeing Indiana Jones 5 this weekend. Well, that's good to hear, mate. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to see it at the weekend. I'm sure I'll have fun one way or another with it. Haven't seen that film in years. Still great when it came out. Didn't Glenda Jackson pass away recently? Did she?
Glenda
I'm
Jackson,
not
who's
sure.
that?
Let me have a look.
The name springs a bell.
Oh yes, she did pass away. She's a member of Parliament, but she was a actress, British over here. She was in
Yeah.
Women in Love. Yes, yeah, Mary Queen of Scots. So yeah, I do. Yeah, sad news as well. Rest in peace to Glenda Jackson. We have Frags Gaming here saying, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Frags. Thanks for joining. I see you watched Jaws 2 with your son. Glad you both enjoyed it. That was a really nice video. Bad Lieutenant says, Playtendo is punctual as usual. Time check, 7:35. I'm always a little bit late. Just a little bit. Come on, it's not as bad as a couple of years ago. We were 45 minutes late. We were chatting behind the scenes and forgot we went live.
Oh, shit. Damn.
We got Mike here saying, I watched the Wicker Man 2006 the other day for the first time, and I can't say it was utterly terrible, but the theatrical cut editing was horrendous at the end. Thoughts on the film? Andy, have you seen it?
I've not seen the Nicolas Cage one.
In you? Oh,
No.
wow. It's an interesting one. Have you seen it, Mike?
No, I think its reputation has always kind of put me off it, but I might check it out one day because I've heard it's meant to be kind of funny. Like, I don't know if like intentionally or unintentionally, but yeah, I'll have to check it out someday.
Awesome. And what about you, Rashad?
I've never seen it, but I know how bad it is because I saw Chris Stuckman did a whole bad movie review on it and just like took a massive shit on it. So I've always avoided that one, but I know about it. I just never watched it.
I have seen it before. It's not great, but yeah, it's kind of unintentionally hilarious. I mean, Nicolas Cage, even in a bad film, is still entertaining to watch. It doesn't hold a candle compared to the original one, and it's best not to compare it to it. But it's not the worst thing ever, but Nicolas Cage is probably the reason to watch it. Right, we've got Bradley Stark here saying, how do you guys decide which movie to watch next? Go through your collection, or do you have a watch list? That's a really good question there, Bradley. What about you, Andy?
I just watch whatever catches my fancy, whatever I'm in the mood for. If I'm in the mood to watch something, I'll just find it, put it on. That's it.
Sounds good. Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, it depends. Like, sometimes I can have a pile of brand new films that I've bought that I need to get through, or if it's like maybe a Friday or a Saturday, like a Friday or Saturday night, I might go to like my old favorites and just choose one from there. But yeah, it really depends.
And Rashad, what about you?
Yeah, just depends what I'm in the mood to watch. Sometimes I do go through my collection and, you know, see, okay, well, I want to check something out. Just go through and be like, oh, I haven't seen that in a while, and, you know, pop it in. I don't have a watch list, but I do get recommendations from people. So if you say like, hey, check out, Chainsaw Hookers. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I want to see that now. So yeah, that's usually how I take my picks too, when somebody recommends something to me.
Yeah, awesome. For me, well, I've got a massive watch pile of Seal films, but I do tend to watch the new stuff that I do get, or if there's a film that we've talked about on the stream I do want to watch, or when one's recommended for like what film I should watch for the next week, and if I get any recommendations from other people I know, especially some certain people, because I know that they have very good taste. Do yourself a favor and watch it again. Sai says, Z-Man, compared to the original, it's a pile of shite. Yes, I do, yeah. True Action Star says, we had an action-packed weekend at Glastonbury. The music wasn't too bad. We saw Elton John and a few others, and got plenty of action too, with a few extra couples too. Fucking heck.
Wow.
Dirty bastards. You got your money's worth then. Matt Chat says, speaking of films I haven't seen in years, someone put Wild Thing 1987 up on YouTube. A great forgotten film worth checking out. Ooh.
Wow,
the only one I've heard of is that 90s one. I haven't heard of Wild Thing. Have you, Andy?
No, I've heard of a film called Something Wild, but not Wild Thing.
No.
Wild Things Wild Things to me is the one with Denise Richards and Nev Campbell, but I'm not a Wild Thing 87.
No. Mike, what about you?
No, same here. I know the one from the 90s, but I've never heard of this one.
No. And Rashad?
Yeah, I know of it because I'm showing my age right now, but I used to go to the video store and I would always see the box cover for it, but never rented it. I always walked past it. It was one of those that I've always known of and just never watched it. So yeah, I know of it, but I just never watched it.
Cool. But yeah, haven't heard of it before. Mac Chats, if you're still in the comment section, put a description on what it's about. Might have to check it out. Yeah, Bad Lieutenant says what he's in the mood for. We've got Sam here saying also watched the original Wicker Man for the first time. Really enjoyed it. Definitely an influential piece of cinema. Robin Hardy was one of the founding fathers of art house cinema with that film. It's an incredible film. Fantastic performances all around, such eerie and creepy atmosphere. Christopher Lee's superb. And I can imagine that the 4K would look amazing. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I can't say much about it than that. The end of it's creepy as fuck. Christopher Lee in that wig is just terrifying. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Awesome. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's a classic horror movie. I was very disappointed to find out that isn't Britt Ekland dancing naked, though. I think like that scene's just been completely ruined for me. But other than that, yeah, it's a good movie.
And Rashad, have you seen it?
Nah, haven't seen the original. Nope.
Ooh, wow.
I know Rashad ain't seen shit. Like, oh yeah, y'all expose me right now. I don't like that.
Oh, well, when you get around to it, you're in for a treat. It's a great film.
Cool.
Yeah, Mike says you can't beat the original Wicker Man, absolute classic. The 2006 one in comparison is definitely shite. Yeah, we've got Mike saying the absolute legend Rashad G is in the house.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that.
Sam watched the theatrical cut. Yeah, there's like a good 2 or 3 cuts of that film. Yeah. We've got Sam saying, Andy, great room tour video, mate.
Oh, cheers. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, it means a lot.
It was a very good video. I really enjoyed it, Andy.
Oh, thanks, Pete.
Great to see you making loads more. Try and get hold of the final cut properly. Best of all the 3 versions. I assume that's the Wicker Man. Tom180 says, what's your favourite film by Robert Rodriguez? That's a good question. Quite a good director as well.
Mm-hmm.
Want to go first, Andy?
Probably. Is it From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, very good pick
Good pick.
there. Salma Hayek as well in that film.
Can't go wrong.
No. Mike?
Yeah, it's probably between From Dusk Till Dawn and The Faculty.
Yeah, great pick there. And what about you, Rashad?
It's a toss-up between The Faculty and Desperado. Damn, if you put a gun to my head and made me choose, I think I gotta say The Faculty. Even though it's a ripoff of what Invasion of the Body Snatchers and The Breakfast Club, but I really enjoyed The Faculty though. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
We have another guest. Oh, wow. We have Scott here. Welcome
wow.
back.
Hello, guys.
Wow,
What's
bugger
good?
me. Great to
Hey,
see you
Scott.
back, mate. You've been missed.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. I really wanted to see you guys again, so I thought I'd jump on for a little bit and say hi.
Oh,
All right, it was
thanks
good,
for coming
fam.
back, mate. It's great to
It's
see
good
you
to see
here.
you all again.
You too,
You've
Scott.
been keeping well?
Thank you,
Been
Andy.
watching loads of films?
Yeah, I've watched quite a lot recently, to be fair. Watched some really good films. I watched Robot Jocks today for the first time, which I really enjoyed. Thought it was a lot of fun. Also watched Tarantula yesterday, which I thought was a really great 50s spider sort of film. Really enjoyed that one. And we watched Father by Two the other day, which was great. I really love that film.
Great stuff, Scott. Brilliant selection of stuff there. Oh, so glad to see you here. It's been a long time, mate.
It has been a
having
little
chat with
while,
you.
yeah.
But I'm glad to hear you're feeling better, and it's great to have you on here.
Thank you, Pete. It's good to be back.
Absolutely. If you haven't subscribed to Scott already, be sure to subscribe to him. His link is in the description down below.
Thank you, Pete.
And what's your favourite Robert Rodriguez film?
Did he direct From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
It'd probably
He did
be
do
that
from-
one, to be fair. I really enjoy that film. Probably one of my favourite vampire films, that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Very nice pick there, Scott. For me, I'm going to go with The Faculty. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was a great mishmash of all different horror films. It kind of felt a bit like The Thing at times with Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Breakfast Club. A lot of fun. Matt Chat's watched all three Porky films. The first two are still great fun, but the third one's not so much. Have you seen them, Rashad?
Yeah, Porky's at the time, those films were like forbidden fruits, you know what I'm saying? So if you was a kid at that time, you was able to get Porky's like you was like, you know, the most popular kid on the block. So yeah, I've seen all three films. The first one, of course, is the best. Two was cool. Yeah, Porky's Revenge was not good at all. That one almost is like Crystal Skull level, you know, as far as part of the Porky series.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And Andy, have you seen them?
I've only seen the first one. I do enjoy it. Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Mike? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I think I've only seen the first one, and yeah, I remember it being pretty good. It's kind of just like American Pie, but in the 80s.
Brilliant. And Scott, have you seen them?
Yeah, I think I've only seen the first one, and I wasn't a massive fan of it. Unfortunately, that funny. But I do want to rewatch it at some point.
No worries.
And I gotta say, that was the movie where I fell in love with Kim Cattrall. At the time, Kim Cattrall was sweeter than bear meat, man. That was a fine woman right there. Golly.
Yeah, she's rather nice, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Bad Lieutenant says he didn't like the Full Monty series, made it too well. That's fair enough, mate.
That's by 85% of the content now, man. Like mostly everything now is on the, you know, so-called woke thing. So
Yeah.
tis what it is.
Yep. We got Sam here saying, yeah, it was a special 50th anniversary screening. There was like a 50-minute panel before the film kicked in. Wow, that's cool. Wow, very jealous there, Sam. We've got Edward saying, who's going to see Indiana Jones this weekend? Andy and Mike have seen it. Ho hum about it. Are you going to see it, Scott?
Probably not. I might watch it when it comes out on physical media, but I'm in no big rush to see it.
Yeah, and you're not too fussed about it too, are you, Rashad?
Nah, I'm still. Most likely, I'm not going to see it this weekend. I'm gonna see what all y'all have to say about it first, and then make a decision whether I want to go. Because I just don't want to see my boy go out like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to see it at the weekend. Might even do a video review for it. We'll see. We've got Gareth here from Video Tasty saying hi, guys. Hey, Gareth. Hope you're doing well,
Hey,
mate.
Gareth.
Sam hasn't seen the full Monty TV series yet. Have you seen it, Scott?
I haven't. No, I haven't really had any interest in watching it, to be fair. But I do really like the film, though. I thought the film was a lot of fun.
Awesome. So glad you were there, Sam. Great time and great film. All you can ask for. So he's off to see Indiana Jones on Friday. Hope you enjoy it. Right, we've got a good question here by Tom180. What's your favourite film by Edgar Wright? Don't think he's made a bad film yet. Very good question there. And I kind of do agree with you there. He's made so many great films over the years, from the Cornetto trilogy to Scott Pilgrim and Baby Driver and Last Night in Soho. So what do you think, Andy? What's your favourite?
It's probably Last Night in Soho, to be honest. That movie just blew me away. I just enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
Oh, great pick there. What about you, Mike?
It's probably Hot Fuzz for me. I just think that movie's just a blast.
Yep. Rashad?
I'm not too familiar with his films. Did you say Baby Driver was one of them?
Yep.
Okay, I did see Baby Driver. I did like that, so I guess I gotta go with that one because I'm not really familiar with his filmography.
That's a great film there. And Scott, what about you?
I'm probably going to go with Shaun of the Dead, just because that's the one I grew up watching the most, and I do think it's a really funny film, to be fair. Has an amazing cast in it as well. But I do really like Last Night in Soho as well. I thought that was a really great film from a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Out of the Cornetto trilogy, I would probably say Shaun of the Dead but then you could ask me tomorrow and I'll say Hot Fuzz. But my favourite of all of them is Last Night in Soho. I loved it. It was just a fantastic, creepy film with great performances all round, and also Anya Taylor-Joy, so I'm not going to complain.
Got a great soundtrack as well, to be fair.
It has. It's just a perfect 60s soundtrack. The first film is a comedy classic. Mike Hunt, Identity Parade, and Lassie. We went to see Wicker Man at Tyneside Cinema. Great to hear. Yeah, and Kim Cattrall howling like a dog is great. Bad. Oh, what, the Porky's films. Ow. Right. Marvel fan says, I have a question. Do you think Paul Thomas Anderson will make another movie after Licorice Pizza, or do you think he's finished making movies? I don't see why not. He wouldn't make another one. Has he said he's going to only do so many films like Quentin Tarantino? Andy?
I'd like to see another one from him because I like most of his stuff. The only ones I weren't keen on were Inherent Vice and The Master, where everything else he's done I've enjoyed.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I hope he does another movie. I'm not aware of him saying he wasn't going to do another one. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope he does.
Yeah, so do I. Rashad, what about you?
Not familiar with his work either. I heard of Licorice Pizza, but I've never seen it. Like, what's some of the other movies that he did?
There Will Be Blood.
Boogie Nights.
Damn.
Boogie Nights. One of my favorites.
Y'all are exposing the shit out of me today, but
Magnolia. Is that
Magnolia.
What it is?
Yeah.
Which one?
Magnolia.
Oh,
And Punch Drunk Love, which is probably my favorite of his, with Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Okay, I did see that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, I did see one of them. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he does, he does. If not, I'm not gonna miss him because I don't really follow his work. No diss, but yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what about you, Scott?
I would like to see him do another film, to be fair, because I do really like his films, and I haven't heard him saying that he's going to quit making films, so it would be a shame if he didn't make another one. I would definitely like to see him do some more films, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know who I want to start making movies is M. Night Shyamalan. I don't care. That guy just needs to just go away.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm sure. Look, I don't mean to diss because the rebuttal is always, well, Rashad, can you make a better movie? I haven't tried yet. Maybe I can, but I know his movies, besides The Sixth Sense and Signs, are trash. Who's still giving him money to make movies? I mean, am I tripping or
Didn't you like? Is it Knock at the Cabin?
Hell no. No, the last movie I liked of his was Signs. That is it.
Wow.
Okay. I haven't watched Old yet. I heard Old wasn't that bad.
Oh.
I heard it wasn't that, but I don't like his stuff, man. He's trash to me.
Mm. Well, you'll be pleased to hear in a recent interview he's got his next 5 movies planned.
Oh my god. Yeah, just go away, man. Jeez.
Sam says, great live stream from John and Nige last night. I would like to check out the Funhouse at some point. Heard it's one of those hidden gems. Yes, really enjoyed the nasty live stream with John and Nige. It was great to see them back, and it was a really interesting and fun watch. Is the Funhouse the Toby Hooper one?
Yeah.
If not, I haven't seen it, but you've seen it, Andy?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I enjoy it.
It's got like a clown on the front cover of the Blu-ray or 4K, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Mike, you've seen it?
Yeah, it's really good, to be fair. It's basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but in like a fun house. It's basically the same kind of movie. Yeah.
You've sold me, and I want to watch it now. That sounds great.
Yeah.
You seen it, Rashad?
I know what the box cover looks like because that's another one of those I seen at Blockbuster. I'm like, I don't want to get that. So yeah, I know the box cover, but I've never seen the movie.
And Scott, you've seen it?
Yeah, I think it's a really fun film, actually. I really enjoyed it. Good fun.
Great to hear that, mate. We've got the Bad Lieutenant saying the identity parade scene. Has anyone seen this prick? Oh, Monty Python, Monty Grail, full Monty. There you go. Delboy says, name a live-action animal film, cartoon is banned, which has brought you close to tears emotionally. I think mine would be Fluke or Greyfriars Bobby. So a live-action animal film, not cartoon.
Well, that's easy. Well, I'm sorry, I'll let y'all go.
Well, what do you think, Rashad? Go on.
Well, I cried like a baby at the end of War for the Planet of the Apes. That movie messed me up. I think, like, the way that movie, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but by the end of that movie, there was not a dry eye in the theater, man. Like, we all was, like, sad as shit. So, yeah, that's first one comes to mind.
That was a good ending, I must admit.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Andy?
I don't know if this really counts, but what I can think of is Marley and Me.
Yeah, same here.
That's
the only one
that got me in the feels. That.
Yeah, that was quite an emotional one near the end. What about you, Mike?
One that comes to mind is probably the cute little dog at the beginning of John Wick. Like, that dog did not deserve that. Like, that was just that It kind of makes the first John Wick a little bit difficult for me to watch because I just hate that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with you. When it comes to that scene, I'm like, oh, that's the only scene that gets me in that film. But, well, when he delivers the justice to him, it is ever so satisfying, and you do root for John. And I think that's probably, it was such a interesting way to get you to root behind this character for all 4 films, when you think about it.
Yeah.
And what about you, Scott?
Yeah, I think the only thing that I can think of is probably the dog at the start of John Wick as well, to be fair. That's really upsetting scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate seeing dogs get hurt, period, in movies, man. I can't take him. I get pissed off. Like, I get anxiety if I know a dog is about to get hurt. I just I don't like that shit.
Yeah, you can get somebody to kill hordes of goons, but you touch the dog and then, you've
leave
gone
the
too
dog
far.
alone. Yes, leave the dog. Even
Yeah.
Cujo. And Cujo's a mean motherfucker, but even when Cujo got what he got, I'm like, damn, he was still a dog, though. He ain't deserved that.
Yeah.
Even though Cujo was, I don't know if you ever seen Cujo, the Stephen King movie with the Saint Bernard. Yeah.
Beethoven Goes Wild.
What?
It's Bad Lieutenant's one of the Wes Craven's best. Yeah, it's Toby Hooper, the Funhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, carry on. She's almost got it. She's got it. Bad Lieutenant says, doubt I'll be watching the new Indiana Jones film, as I've heard Kathleen Kennedy has destroyed yet another franchise I've loved since a child. Yeah, the reviews have been very mixed on it, so we'll have to watch for it and make up our opinions ourselves, but it doesn't look good.
I wonder if Kathleen Kennedy knows how hated she is, because Star Wars fans, they want her head.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. And then there's Willow as well. The Willow TV series was pretty bad.
Really, I never watched. I love the movie, but I never watched the series though.
Yeah, the trailer looked good from the start, but then when I watched it, I was like, "Oh my days, you've absolutely ruined it."
Oh damn!
It's Willow without Willow.
Yeah, so okay.
Yeah, Willow wasn't even in it hardly at all. We got Del Boy saying, "Name a film that, even after many years of seeing it, still confuses you about what was it all about, all the aspects of confusion in it." So a film that confuses you still to this day. Well, it would have confused me as a child, but still confuses me today. Eraserhead. Yeah. You've also thought that, but what about you, Andy?
Well, I have to go with The Matrix. I like it, but I haven't got a fucking clue what that movie's about.
Good pick there. Rashad?
I will not so much confuse. Well, I guess it does kind of confuse me because I still don't know what the ending means. That's a Total Recall, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall. Oh. To this day, I don't know if it was a dream or they actually implanted the memory in his head, or was it really happening? You know what I mean? I still to this day don't know. And even the director came and give an explanation about, I guess he leaves it up to the audience's imagination. But after all these years, I'm like, damn, was it a dream or was it real? So yeah, I gotta go with Total Recall.
Good pick there. What about you, Scott?
I'm gonna have to go with Mulholland Drive, I think. When I first watched it, I was like, what the fuck is happening
here? Great pick there, Scott. And what about you, Mike?
The only film that probably comes to mind is another David Lynch one, and that's Inland Empire. Scott, if you think Mulholland Drive's confusing, wait till you watch Inland Empire.
Wow. Oh, okay. I've got a lot to look forward to then.
Yeah, I see that one's recently got re-released. That's the one with Laura Dern in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that 3 hours long?
Yeah, it's 3 hours long. It's shot on digital cameras from 2006, so it looks really ugly as well. And yeah, it's just a hard movie to watch because it just doesn't make any sense as well.
Well, I'll give it a go and see what it's like. I still need to see Mulholland Drive as well. But
Well, let me ask y'all a question. Do you think that movies, because I'm noticing that movies are very long in the tooth these days, like very long, like everything is 2 to 2.5 hours. And coming up with, at the time I came up, most movies fell between like an hour and a half to like an hour 46, hour, 50 minutes. It seems like everything now is like over 2 hours long and very unnecessary. It's like, I don't know, am I tripping, or do y'all feel the same way? Like, why do movies have to be so damn long now?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, as much as I loved Across the Spider-Verse, like I really love that movie, but especially for an animated film that's like directed towards kids, probably could have trimmed off about maybe 30 minutes from it or something, maybe make it just less than 2 hours.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. I do think the film, whilst is good, I think there's a lot of fat that could have been trimmed off that to make it a more leaner experience. And yes, I'm talking about a film, not a pile of meat.
Right, because I mean, you watch the Indiana Jones trilogy, like all of those movies were no longer than 2 hours, but it
Yeah.
seemed like they were or more than 2 hours because they were so epic. But yeah, Raiders I think was like an hour and 52 minutes. Temple of Doom was like hour 57. I think Last Crusade was like just fell under 2 hours. So less than 2 hours, but still got a lot in there that you still remembered. You know what I mean? So I don't feel the need for movies to be that damn long. Even John Wick 4, like come on, it's an action movies should not be longer than 2 hours. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I do get that. But like, I watched Terrified, that was 80 minutes, and it's nice to actually watch a film that was that sort of length for a change, and not having to plan like nearly 3 hours of your evening to one film.
Right. Exactly. So it's good to know I'm not tripping.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Not chatting between people. We have True Action Star. We watched No Hard Feelings. I can hear myself in the background. We watched No Hard Feelings on Monday, and me and the wife absolutely loved it. Proper bawdy comedy, similarities to Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds. Seen it, lads? That's the Jennifer Lawrence one. I do want to watch that. That looks quite good. You've seen it, haven't you, Andy?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Had a blast with it.
Yeah, one of the best comedies of the past few years, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Great stuff. Mike, seen it or planning to?
I'm not in a hurry to see it, but I've heard some good things about it, so I might check it out at some point.
Great stuff. Rashad?
Listen, I'm sold. If you're comparing it to Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds, then like I love those movies. So yeah, I have intentions on watching it now.
Nice. And Scott, what about you?
Haven't seen it yet, but I do really want to see it. I've heard it's going to be really funny, and I do like Jennifer Lawrence a lot as an actress. So yeah, I definitely want to check it out.
Great stuff. We've got Sai saying Carlito's Way is fucking awesome. I'm gonna find out. So Saturday Night Fever, but Carlito's Way is amazing. I do need to pick up Saturday Night Fever on 4K, see what it's like, because it's come out recently. Sam says, I've seen Carlito's Way, but quite like Blowout. Got the Criterion, love Saturday Night Fever, got the soundtrack on vinyl. I've only ever seen like the PG cut that's on in the daytime. But I haven't seen like when I saw the 4K and it was 18 plus, I was like, wow. Carlito's Way for Playtendo. It seems like it's a unanimous decision. Wow. I had a bet with somebody saying, I'll bet everybody will vote for Blowout, and I'm wrong. Everybody voted for Carlito's. Carlito's Way for Pete. Yep. Yeah. Stoner Scott. Well, he's here now. He's here now. True Action Star.
Thank you, True Action Star, and thank you everyone for all the support. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, we're all here for you, buddy. It's great to have you back here. You've been missed a lot.
Thank you, Pete. It's good to be back. I'm enjoying tonight.
Awesome. We've got Sam here saying, has anyone seen the original Scarface from 1932? Andy?
Yeah, I have, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. I've only seen it once.
Mike?
No, I've not seen it actually. I've been meaning to, but no, I've just never gotten around to it.
Cool. Rashad, what about you?
Yeah, of course, loved it. Of course, not as much as 83 Scarface, but still a solid film. You know, they have a lot of similarities between the two of them. Only differences in the 32 one, there's no cocaine involved, so he doesn't get high on coke. And yeah, no, it's a solid gangster film.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a very solid movie from the 30s, but I definitely prefer the 83 Scarface. I think that film blows the original out of water, really. But I still really enjoyed the original. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. The one in the 80s is a fantastic remake. This is actually not too bad, especially for a film in its 30s. I have seen it once quite a few years ago, and yeah, it was a quality film. I think there was like 2 cuts of it because I remember one of the cuts was actually quite violent for its time. We've got Bad Lieutenant saying Dog Day Afternoon, Serpico, and Cruising are other classic Al Pacino films. Yeah,
Facts.
Dog Day Afternoon is brilliant. I love that film. Carlito's Way is far superior to Scarface, and I love Scarface. Wow.
It's a hot take.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to checking it out.
I don't know. Scarface just gets me pumped up, man. The way the movie ended, like I used to watch the ending of that before a football game. I used to play football in high school, and I would just get so amped up watching Al Pacino just go fucking batshit crazy. I mean, it's over the top, you know. I guess it's considered silly now, but man, at the time, yeah, Scarface got you hyped up. You know, you just wanted to just go knock somebody out after watching Scarface.
Oh, was it Carlito's Way in the 90s then?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was made in '92, but it was it takes place in the '70s though.
Yeah.
Oh, does it? Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Does it have a good 70s soundtrack as well?
It does.
Oh.
It's gonna take some getting used to Al Pacino's Puerto Rican accent because he talks like his Puerto Rican accent is almost as bad as his Cuban accent in Scarface. As much as I love Scarface, if you ask any Cuban, they'll tell you that's a bad Cuban accent, and his Puerto Rican accent is just as bad in Carlito's Way. But still good though, still a good performance because he's Al Pacino. You know, he can't fuck up a performance if he tried. But yeah, that accent's terrible.
Right, I can't wait to watch it now. I'm really sold on it. I'm going to check it out the weekend. Bad Lieutenant has a limited edition Blu-ray set with the 32 and the 83 version of Scarface on. Very nice. Sam says, I need to check out Dog Day Afternoon, mate. Came out at the similar time as The Godfather, I believe. Yeah, what a film. Really is quite funny, the beginning of it. I thought it was hilarious, but very good performance by Al Pacino. Dalboy says, I watched Summer of Sam again this week after a little while, and it was on TV whilst flicking through the channels. Not a terrible film, and one to take a look at after Zodiac.
Oh, that's the Spike Lee movie, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Spike Lee directed that. Yeah.
It's got John Leguizamo's in it. Yeah, I watched that quite recently. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Another one to add to the list. Then, have you seen it, Mike?
I've not seen it. I know the sort of the story about it, but no, I've not seen it.
And Scott, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I think I've heard of it before, but I haven't got around to watching it yet.
Was it Sidney Lumet who directed Dog Day Afternoon? I think it might be. Yeah. Not sure I dare say anything after last time. We've got Sam here saying can't wait to watch Past Lives, out 8th of September in the UK, Also want to watch Perfect Days with a new Wim Wenders film. Oh, nice. Comments are just loading up. Have you ever seen a punk documentary called Hated, the G Allen story? Never heard of it.
Mhm.
No.
No, not heard that one.
No. Traction Star says Pete has a smart shirt on again. All the women will be pleased. Really? I wouldn't say smart, but thank you very much. Sam says I'll find out in a minute, but I've not seen that documentary, mate. But yeah, the punk. It's on about an uncut version on DVD. Sam says Memories of Murder is a fantastic sophomore film. Bong Joon-ho, think his new film Mickey 7 is out next year. Mickey 7, never heard, but didn't know he was bringing a new one out. But quality director, so definitely looking forward to watching it. Sam's on about some music documentary he's found out on Sky Arts about XTC. Radley says, does anyone know what's Hulu's policy with Blu-rays? Hellraiser 2022 is finally out, but DVD only? Seriously? What the fuck? Do they normally put their releases on Blu-ray? Yeah, I don't know what went on with that. It's very strange. I would have thought it would have got a Blu-ray release, but the film's okay. I think some of the kills are pretty cool. I think the only saving grace of that film is the woman who plays the new high priest in the Hellraiser film. But I don't know. Disney owns it, don't they? Have you got it on Blu-ray or DVD, Bandy?
Nope, I haven't even seen it yet.
Haven't you?
No.
What about you, Mike? Have you seen it and have you picked it up?
Yeah, I've seen it. I think it must have been on Disney Plus that I watched it. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't too bad, but I'm not really in a rush to rewatch it, so I probably won't pick it up.
Yeah. Rashad, do they have it on Blu-ray over in the States?
I haven't seen it, but I ain't missing it because Hellraiser was trash. Hellraiser 1 and 2 from back in the day. Those were the definitive Hellraiser movies. I don't know what the hell that was. I call that Hellraiser light. All right, like light beer and lager. Okay, Hellraiser 1 and 2 are lagers. Okay, that's a beer. All right, you see the flesh get ripped when the chains go through you and rip you apart, and Pinhead was iconic. I don't know what the hell that was, man. That was some light beer. Hated it.
It was quite boring. It went on for way too long, like 2 hours long. It didn't need to be that long at all. But the
dog, you know me. I went to sleep. I knocked out. Yeah. You know me, man. I'll go to sleep in a minute.
And what about you, Scott? What do you think of this?
Haven't watched it yet, and haven't picked up on physical media either.
No worries, mate. Bad Lieutenant's favourite punk documentary is DOA following the Sex Pistols. Dalboy says the film Seven and Copycat came out the same year, but very close to each other, but very few people talk about Copycat, which actually is not a bad film. Have you seen Copycat and what's your thoughts on it? I haven't. Andy?
Yeah, I really like it. It's got Sigourney Weaver in it and Harry Connick Jr. It's a pretty cool movie.
Oh, good to hear. What about you, Mike? Have you seen it?
I think I have. Has it got Jodie Foster in it as well? Or is it somebody similar to her?
It's got Holly Hunter's in it.
Ah, yeah, it's Holly Hunter I'm thinking of.
And the guy from Scream 6 who's in My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, is it Dermot
Mulroney?
Yeah.
They're like the two FBI agents in it.
Yeah, I think I have seen it, but it was quite a long time ago.
All right. What about you, Rashad? Have you seen it?
Copycat, no. I've seen Seven. Seven's brilliant, but I've never seen Copycat.
No worries. And what about you, Scott?
I've seen Seven. I think that's an amazing film. One of my favourite films from David. Got around to seeing Copycat, but it's a film that's high on my watch list, so I've heard great things about it.
All right.
He's gone.
I think that tropical
It's
storm's got
froze.
him.
I was about to say, my man Freeze. Oh,
I'm back. I'm back. I'm
There
back.
it is.
I'm
There he
back.
is.
It is the thunderstorm outside, so I'm gone to mobile data. So we're going to try this now. We've got Dalboy Bad Lieutenant here saying, thought Copycat was a very clever film and the serial killer copying other serial killers, but Seven and The Bone Collector are classics. We've got Radley saying, thanks for the recommendations to the Bad Lieutenant. We have True Action Star here saying, glad you saw Terrifier, Pete. It's bloody good time. It's such a cheeky chappy and you can't help but root for him. When are you seeing the sequel? I don't know. Probably try and see it next weekend, I should think. Give it a try. I think it's definitely a fun film to watch with other people, because that's what I did, and I had a blast. Sex Pistols are an awesome band, says Sam. Yep. The comments are going absolutely slow here because it's probably my internet playing up still. We've got Delboy here saying, the Bad Lieutenant says Shane Copycat gets forgotten. The music score in that is beautiful and the story's pretty good. It's a well-crafted film, just bad timing with the release of Seven. Right. We have Mac Chats here saying Daylight is with Stallone is an underrated film. I can remember watching that one and had a good time with that one. I do agree with that. Have you seen it, Rashad?
Oh yeah, Daylight. Yeah, I think that's the last time him and his son appeared together because I remember Sage Stallone was in the movie also.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy? You've seen Daylight?
Yeah, I really like it. Viggo Mortensen's in it as well.
That's right, he's in there.
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it. It's another one of those movies again where you it's got a dog in it and you just don't want anything bad to happen to the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. What about you, Mike? Seen it?
Oh yeah. I love it. Yeah, it's very underrated.
And Scott, have you seen it?
Yeah, I think it's a really great film from the 90s, to be fair. It's got a lot of fun action in it, and I think Sylvester Stallone gives quite a good performance in that one. Enjoy it quite a lot.
Nice. Great stuff. We've got Sam saying, what's everyone's favourite Cary Grant film? Gonna have to Google. Haven't got a clue.
Cary Grant.
I've heard of him, but I can't remember his film.
North by Northwest, Charade, and To Catch a Thief. I have seen them ones, so that's what I'm going to say. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say North by Northwest, or is it His Girl Friday?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'd probably just have to say the stuff he did with Hitchcock, like North by Northwest, To Catch a Thief, and there's one called Suspicion, which is pretty good.
Yep, good pick there. Rashad, what about you?
Was Rear Window with Cary Grant, or was that another actor?
James Stewart.
James Stewart.
James Stewart. Okay, damn, I got him mixed up, man. You know, all white people look alike, man. I'm fucking with y'all. Cary Grant. I don't know. Well, whatever you did with Hitchcock, I'll pick that shit.
And what about you, Scott?
I haven't seen any of his films, unfortunately, so I can't really comment.
No worries, mate. We've got AJ here saying evening, folks. Evening, AJ. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Hello, AJ.
AJ.
North by Northwest. Reviewer Drew says, who do you guys think is the best and the worst Indiana Jones villain? For me, it's Mola Ram. Worst is Spalko from Crystal Skull. Well, yeah, and anything from Crystal Skull, I'd say, is the worst one. Yeah. I actually really do like the villains in Raiders of the Lost Ark, so that's going to be mine. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, best for me is Mularam, and the worst probably have to be the Russians in Crystal Skull.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when I think about the Indiana Jones movies, like my favorite villains are always like the secondary villains, not like the actual main villain. So, like, I don't know, like say like in Last Crusade, you've got like I can't remember the character's name, but he's the guy that Indy fights with on the tank at the end, and I really like him as a villain, but I suppose technically he's not the main villain. But I'd say him. He's probably one of the best, and Molaram definitely. And yeah, Spalko. She wasn't that great from Crystal Skull, so I'll just say her. She's the worst.
Yeah. Rashad, what about you?
Well, being that I don't count Crystal Skull, I'm not going to say anything about Crystal Skull. Molaram is the best, and I don't remember much about the villain in Last Crusade, other than the fact that he got jacked up at the end. So I guess I gotta say he's probably the worst villain because he's the one that I remember the least.
No worries. And Scott, what about you?
I would say the best one's probably as for worst, I'm not too sure, as I haven't actually seen a fourth movie yet, so I don't really want to say, to be fair, because it probably would be one of those villains.
No worries, mate. You probably want to skip the fourth film. You're not missing much there.
There are only
I haven't.
3.
It's not great, to be fair.
Yeah. There's also the Filth and Fury and the punk rock movies. Sam's added them to their letterbox. Great to hear. The Bad Lieutenant says, respect to the Room fan on the panel. Anyway, how is your sex life? No comment. Dalboy says, Sam, stop what you're doing now and go and see. Seriously, oh my god, that's a classic. Nice. We saw Asteroid City, which was one of Wes Anderson's boringest films I've ever seen. Oh, sorry to hear you didn't enjoy it. But yeah, I've not heard great things. We've got Edward here saying, sorry, somebody just sent me a message. Which Wallace and Gromit short film is your favourite and why? The one with the penguin with the train tracks. I really enjoyed
Wrong Trousers.
Wrong Trousers, that's the one, yeah. That's my favourite. Yours, Andy?
Yeah, it's between Wrong Trousers and Close Shave for me. Might just have to give it Wrong Trousers because I saw that one first when I was younger.
Yeah, I wasn't too fussed over the first one where they went to the moon. I think that's Day Out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
For me, it's Wrong Trousers.
Yeah. Rashad, have you ever seen a Wallace and Gromit
I
film?
haven't seen any of them, so you can skip me.
No worries. And Scott?
I have seen Wallace and Gromit years ago, but I can't place the names to, so I can't really say, unfortunately, because I can't remember them too well.
No worries, mate. We have Sam saying, I think they're going through Hitchcock films and giving them the 4K treatment. So yeah, that'd be good to see. We've got Sam saying, what's everyone's favourite film from the 1950s? Very good question there, Sam. Very good question. Where's Google when you need it? Oh. What would you... Can you think of one, Rashad?
Imitation of Life.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
definitely a standout. Yeah, that was a movie that was before its time because it has to do with racism and it's about this black woman who has a half white daughter, and so the white daughter wants to, I guess, negate her black side. It's like she wants to disown it. She wants to pass as white, and she kind of does. But when people find out that she is black, she gets treated badly. So it's one of those coming of age tales where accepting, who you are instead of trying to fit in. So, yeah, that for me, that came out in '59. So, yeah, I gotta say, Imitation of Life.
Very good pick there, Rashad. I quite like Night to Remember. Wasn't that in the 50s? I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
it was.
Long Hot Summer, that was pretty good. Still want to see Rebel Without a Cause. From Here to Eternity is really good. Seven Samurai. And I can't remember what the other one is, but what about you, Andy?
Yeah, my favourite's 12 Angry Men.
Very good pick there.
Masterpiece.
Yep. Mike, what about you?
Mine is probably Vertigo from Hitchcock.
Very good. Very good stuff. And Scott, what about you?
I'm going to go with 12 Angry Men and Vertigo by Hitchcock. Really fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Got someone here saying Sunset Boulevard as well. So that's a very good recommendation as well. That's a good film. And The Fly as well. The Fly's from the 50s. Dalboy here saying North by Northwest is always a difficult one, license-wise, as Hitchcock film. Hence, it was not being in many box sets with other Warner Brothers films, as I think Warner Brothers is the distributor. Yeah, I can imagine they're being quite funny with that. Rebel Without a Cause from the 50s, another great film. Rear Window and the Red Shoes. But actually, Sam says Red Shoes is in 48. Got Sam here saying, what's everyone's favourite horror sequel? Very good. Very good question there. That's going to get me thinking, and I think a lot of us will do. Right. Can you think of one, Andy?
Might just have to go with Dawn of the Dead. No, Elm Street 3.
Good picks.
I quite like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 as well.
That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Mike, what about you?
I'll probably have to go with Psycho 2. That movie just has no right to be as good as it is, but yeah, it's a really good sequel.
Good pick.
I think it's better than the first Psycho. There you go.
Yeah, that's
I
not
really
a bad shout.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What about you, Rashad?
Yeah, Psycho 2 will be up there for me, but I gotta say Dream Warriors, Elm Street 3.
Yeah, good one.
That's a good one.
Scott, what about you?
Definitely Dawn of the Dead. That's one of my favourite films ever. Friday 13th Part 6 as well. I really enjoy that sequel. And Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 as well. I really always had a great time with that one.
Great selection of stuff there, Scott. For me, I think Scream 2 is really good. Hellraiser 2, I really enjoyed that. That was a great continuation from the first one. Evil Dead 2, even Army of Darkness, and one of the Hammer horror ones, like, well, no, not the Hammer horror ones, but the original Bride of Frankenstein. That's really good as well. And some of the Hammer horror Dracula ones are actually really good sequels as well. Yeah, we did just do that one, Edward. True Action Star says, you lads getting ready to be whipped by Indiana Jones. We're off to see it tomorrow, and I have no idea what to think of this one. Well, I'd like to be whipped, but not by Indiana Jones. What a thing to just say. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I'm intrigued to see what both of you think of it. I'm sure you'll have fun. Sam says, yeah, my keyboard's getting ancient. Edward says, what's your thoughts on the new news that star David Cornsweet will replace booted Henry Cavill as Clark Kent in Superman Legacy, whilst Rachel Brosnahan is set to portray Lois Lane? Don't really know who either of them are. I think Rachel's in a TV show called The Marvelous Miss Maisie on Amazon Prime, but don't know either of them. What do you think of this casting choice then, Andy?
I don't really know because, like you, Pete, I've never heard of him, never seen him in anything. don't really know what to say.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've never heard of either of them. I'm sure they've got their reasons for being cast, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see until the movie comes out.
Yep. Rashad, what about you? You heard of them?
I haven't heard of them. I haven't seen any of their work, but just looking at the pictures, I said I could see him as Superman. He has the Superman look, the dark hair, blue eyes, and probably just has to bulk up a little bit. But people forget Henry Cavill wasn't always as swole as he was when he first got cast. He was a shrimp as well. So yeah, put a little muscle on him. He might could pull it off.
Nice. And what about you, Scott? Heard of them?
Yeah, I don't really know much about them, to be honest. So I don't really know what to say about it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it's all just a wait and see when the film eventually comes out.
Some big shoes to fill, though, man. Because you tomorrow, Superman is the face of DC, so this shit's gonna live or die by if he's believable as Superman or not. So no pressure.
No pressure, indeed.
Yeah.
We've got Del Boy here, and mine is the direct other way around as Hitchcock favourite list. Psycho 2, but hey, it stands close. Yeah, Psycho 2, what a film.
Yeah.
Rear Window and Vertigo. Sam watched Living with Bill Nye, which was really good. Got to check out Ikiru, which is the original version by Akira Kurosawa. That's a great film. Definitely hope you enjoy watching that one, Sam. Living is a quality remake of it, I must admit. Have you seen Ikiru or Living, Andy?
I've seen Living, but I haven't seen Ikiru yet. Yeah.
Mike, what about you?
I've seen Ikaru. Yeah, that's pretty good, but I've not seen Living.
No worries. Rashad, what about you?
I haven't seen either of them.
No worries. And what about you, Scott?
I haven't watched any of them either, but I do really want to check out Living. I heard that was a really good film.
Yeah, I watched it on Amazon Prime. It was really, really good film with Bill Nye. Just chatting about football. We've got Traction Star saying, what's your thoughts on John Wick 4? Get an extended cut. Say, bring it on. It's already long enough, I think.
Yeah.
Just under 3 hours, but more John Wick, I suppose. I ain't too fussed. What about you, Andy?
I don't know. I don't think it needs it, to be honest. Movie's long enough.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same, really. I think it was fine the way it was. I don't really see why they need to extend it.
Yeah. Rashad, what about you?
If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, man. Leave John Wick alone. Every time they try to do that, it makes the movie worse. Like, have you ever seen the director's cut of Terminator 2? The extended cut?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. So, yeah, I say just leave John Wick alone, man.
Yeah. And Scott, would you like an extended cut of John Wick?
No, not really. I think it's fine as it is, to be fair. I think it's a really great action film, and yeah, it's long enough as it is, so I'd say just leave it.
Yeah, absolutely. It just feels like they're profiting on the success of the film, trying to get a little bit more extra money out of it more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Actually, the Hitchcock film message could be both of you. We've got Del Boy saying, nice and simple one this time. What's your favourite Ray Harryhausen film? Such a great SFX guy, where his legacy lives on even now. I think mine is First Men in the Moon or Clash of the Titans. Very, very good question there, Del Boy. What would be your favourite, Andy?
Probably Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah, great stuff there. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'd have to say that one as well.
Yep. Rashad?
I'll go with Clash of the Titans.
And Scott, what about you?
I don't think I've seen any of his films, to be honest, but I do really want to check out Jason and the Argonauts. So that's really good.
Yep, great stuff. Didn't he do some of the Sinbad films?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say them. Clash of the Titans and Jason and the Argonauts. Argonauts? Argonauts.
Argonauts.
Fucking hell.
Clash of the Titans saw it at age 8 and it blew my mind. 70 Sinbad movies are close second. Yeah, I agree. Great ones. Rashad's got a new subscriber. Danny subscribed.
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep. Fans agreeing. Hello, Scott. Shite.
Shite.
Brilliant.
And then I hope you're doing well.
We got Delboy saying Kentucky Fried Movie and Amazon Woman on the Moon both have a parody of a film at its heart. Fistful of Yen being one. If you could choose a parody of a film to do next, what would it be? That's a good question, Delboy. What would you think, Andy?
I don't know, because for me, parody's been dead for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd have to be something that is just shoved in our faces. Maybe, I don't know, something to do with Marvel, but that's been done and it hasn't been done great. But yeah, I don't know.
Yep. Mike, what about you?
I'd probably just say something like the John Wick films. Maybe that could be quite a fun parody.
Yeah. What about you, Rashad?
Well, I would say probably the Marvel stuff, being that that's like the thing right now. But superhero movie tried to do that, and like you said, didn't do too well. Maybe make a parody of this new so-called elevated horror thing that's going on right now, like Hereditary and well, what's the one that just came out last year with Jordan Peele? Nope. You know, like those horror movies that's supposed to be like real deep and make you think, and you know, and I'm like, where's the fucking horror at? Maybe I'm just too old school, but yeah, probably a parody of those movies where they take themselves way too seriously, and it's like, bro, come on, you're not as smart as you think you are.
Great pick there, Rashad. And what about you, Scott?
Oh, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I really can't think of anything off the top of my head at the moment, unfortunately.
No worries there, mate. I do agree with Mike about the John Wick stuff. Mission Impossible as well, I suppose, with Tom Cruise doing death-defying stunts with no need of a stunt double. Also, probably the Liam Neeson older man action movies as well. I think they could be quite well parodied off. Though I don't think we've had a new Liam Neeson action movie for quite a while now. I don't think. We've got Niblonian88 here saying, "Yay, good to see Scotty. Welcome back, lad."
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you've been missed so much, mate.
Thank you, Pete. Much appreciated.
We've got Dalboy saying, "Scott, yay."
Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well.
We've got True Action Star saying, "Do you guys think the Fast franchise is over? And would you be happy about it?" You know what? The Fast series is a load of old, stupid, dumb fun. And I really enjoyed the new one. Yeah, it's not the greatest film. They know what they're doing. They're having fun with it. I don't mind them. Let them keep going on. But they have certainly passed their prime, let's just say. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I haven't seen the most recent two, but yeah, it was done for me ages ago.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
I mean, if they want to keep making them, that's absolutely fine. I've not seen any of them apart from one, and I don't really have much intention to. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me either or. If they want to keep making them, that's fine.
Yep.
You ain't missing nothing, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
Not a fan, Rashad?
Look, I'm tired of Vin Diesel. With each movie, he becomes harder to understand. If you watch the first movie, Vin Diesel actually can speak. Now he sounds like he has a fist stuck in his mouth. I'm like, dude, you need subtitles now to understand what Vin Diesel is saying. Only thing you get, family. Dude, open your mouth and talk. Yeah, I'm over the Fast franchise, bro. But unfortunately, this movie made a lot of money. I saw the rankings of the top grossing movies this year, and I think Fast X is like number 3 or something, like number 2 or 3. Like it's over Spider-Verse. Some reason they're still making money, so there's a market for them. And I guess as long as they're making money, they're gonna keep making them.
That's the power of family. Because
Yeah.
even after this, even after this 2-parter or trilogy, or probably quad-trilogy, knowing Vin Diesel, they're going to do hordes of spin-offs as well, so it's never going to stop, no doubt. And then in about 20 years' time, we'll have fast OAPs, Vin Diesel in his 60s doing it still.
I'm done, yeah.
There's only so much you can do, I suppose, with them. And they become more and more ludicrous with each and every entry.
Yeah, they're going to space now. I guess time travel's next.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, Fast 11, you'll see the DeLorean popping up, and they'll go back in the past. Or we'll have a Jurassic Park spin-off with them, and they're racing dinosaurs.
I would love that. I would love to see. I would love to see Rexy just rip Vin Diesel in half, and that'll be the end of him.
Yeah. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I'm happy if they keep getting made, but for me personally, I wish the franchise would just fuck off. But I don't mind if they keep getting made, because I know there's a lot of people who do like them. So.
Yeah. We've got Matt Chats here saying, Scott, hope you're well, mate.
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm doing better now, thank you. Appreciate that.
Awesome. We've got Sam here saying, hi, Scott. Hope you're keeping well, mate. I watched a fairly okay film, footy related, which is called The Bromley Boys on Netflix. Ever heard of that one, Scott?
I haven't, no, but I'll have a look out for that one. Give it a watch at some point, definitely.
Mike, Andy, have you heard of The Bromley Boys?
It's lost on me, that one.
No, that sounds like something off Top of the Pops. We have Mac Chat saying, Wild Things, 1987, a child witnesses the murder of his parents. He grows up wild in the city slums. Years later, he emerges to help the residents of the area who are being terrorized by street gangs. Wow.
Sounds good.
That is a really good premise. Yeah, I'm sold on it. I'll have to check it out on YouTube. The Bad Lieutenant says the Sparks Brothers is a very undervalued Edgar Wright film. Yeah, I do agree. That's a pretty good film, that is. It's a documentary more so than anything, but very good insight. Have you seen that, Andy?
No, I know of it, but I've not seen it.
No worries. What about you, Mike?
No, not seen that one.
Rashad?
Never heard of it.
And what about you, Scott?
No, I've heard it's really good, but I haven't got around to watching it yet, no.
No worries, mate. We have Delboy saying, of the announced special edition films to be released this year, what is your most anticipated? It must be a special edition and must be released this year and not out yet. Right. So what limited edition, special edition are you looking forward to, Andy?
Probably the Studio Canal release of the Wicker Man.
Very good. Very good choice there. What about you, Mike?
I think the Bruce Lee Arrow box set. I think that comes out next month. Yeah.
Yep. Very nice set there. Quite a few discs in that one, isn't there? Loads of special features and different extended cuts of films as well, I've heard.
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot.
Nice. Rashad, what about you?
I'm not sure what special editions are even about to come out, so I don't even know.
No worries. And what about you, Scott?
Probably the Arrow box set of Bruce Lee. I think that's going to be all that.
Okay, good pick there, Scott. For me, I'll probably say the 88 films release of Twin Dragons. I've been collecting all the martial arts limited edition sets from 88 films, so I'm looking forward to that one. And no doubt Arrow's got a load of other special editions coming out very soon that will look amazing as well. So that's my pick. Yeah, Bad Lieutenant's looking forward to that Bruce Lee box set. Sam says, love the Sparks documentary. Great year for Edgar Wright with that and Last Night in Soho. Absolutely, what a film. I don't know what Edgar Wright is working on next, but I'm sure whatever it's going to be brilliant. True Action Star says there's a new trailer for Five Nights at Freddy been shown. That looks not too bad. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, I think I did see a little bit of the trailer today on Facebook. Oh, looks all right, I suppose. I see Matthew Lillard is in it, which is quite a surprise, but didn't watch all the trailer, but it looked all right from what I saw. I'm not a fan of the games. Well, I don't like the jump scares, so I didn't bother playing them. What about you, Andy? You seen the trailer?
No. All I've heard is the title. I haven't got a clue what it's about.
No worries. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm the same. I've not seen the trailer, and I have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is. I've always heard the title, but don't know anything about it.
If you can remember the Nicolas Cage film, Willy's Wonderland, it's a very similar premise to that.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Rashad? Have you seen the trailer? Heard about the film?
Heard about the film, haven't seen the trailer. I know about the game, and yeah, I saw it was on Facebook, but I just never bothered clicking it. So I'm like, I don't care about that.
And what about you, Scott?
I haven't seen a trailer, and it doesn't really interest me, to be honest. So I probably won't watch it.
Yeah, I can definitely get that. We've got Sam here saying, what's your favourite Woody Allen film? Good question. So, let's have a look, see what I can find. What would you go for, Andy?
There's quite a few I quite like. I like Annie Hall, Manhattan, Hannah and Her Sisters, but one I really enjoy is Bullets Over Broadway.
Ooh, good one, yeah. Good one there. What about you, Mike?
For me, it's probably is it Purple Rose of Cairo?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Good one there. There was one, I think it's a Kate Blanchett one, Blue Jasmine. I quite like that one. That was pretty good. Did he also do Rainy Day in Manhattan? I quite enjoyed Manhattan. That wasn't too bad. And wasn't there one with Michael Caine in? I can't remember what it's called now, but I have seen that one as well. That was pretty good.
Yeah, Hannah and Her Sisters.
Hannah and Her Sisters. And Rashad, what about you?
I have never seen a Woody Allen film, though I've known about him for years. Only thing I know about the man is that he might marry his daughter. And that's it. That's all I know about him, but I've never seen any of his movies.
No worries. And what about you, Scott?
I haven't seen any of his films. There may be some really good films that he's done though, but I haven't got back to watching them.
No worries, mate. Bad Lieutenant's not going to pick that box up until south of 75 quid. We have Bristolian Dave here saying, all right, me babbers. Hey, Dave, thanks for joining.
Hello, Dave.
Probably Sleeper or Everything You Want to Know About Sex for Woody Allen. Matt Chat says that Five Nights at Freddy looks exactly like the Banana Splits film and the Nicolas Cage film, Willy's Wonderland, yeah. Yeah, Midnight in Paris. The cocaine scene is classic. Dalboy said, Woody Allen, yikes, his peak was like 70s, 80s, so I'll go with Annie Hall or Manhattan. Great picks there. Woody Allen acted in Casino Royale, you know. Oh, it must have been the comedy one. Bristolian Dave says, I hate the bet you can't do better comeback. Of course not. Can still come out stuff for being shit. Call out stuff for being shit.
Facts.
Yep. That film gets a real horror show, but I quite like it. Sam says, my favourite Edgar Wright film is Baby Driver, followed by Hot Fuzz. Very good films there, Sam. Apparently, we're getting a sequel to Baby Driver, though I think they can't find a script writer for it. Yeah, some just don't get that film. I like to check out sound and interiors. There's a bit of a mess, as there were at least 3 directors in it. We've got True Action Star saying, have you lads seen Extraction 2? Get to it, lads. It's one of the best action films of the last decade. Oh, is this the Netflix one with Chris Hemsworth? A lot of people say it's pretty good. I haven't seen the first one, but I have seen the trailer for this new one, and it does look pretty good, so I may have to check it out, but I don't have Netflix, so we'll see where I can find it. Have you seen it, Andy?
No, I haven't seen the first one either.
No worries. What about you, Mike?
I haven't seen them, but I've been meaning to watch them. I know my friend in work keeps telling me to watch them because he absolutely loves them. So yeah, need to. I've heard good things about them.
Great. What about you, Rashad? Have you seen them?
I haven't seen any of them, but I do plan on watching them. It's just those movies are just one of those where I want to watch them, but then something else will come up, and be like, okay, I'll watch it later. Then I throw it to the back, and I say, okay, I think I'm gonna watch Extraction today. Oh wow, the bear just dropped on Hulu. Okay, I'm gonna watch the bear. It's not a priority.
Yeah, no worries.
But I get to it.
And what about you, Scott?
To the first one, quite enjoyed it. To be fair, thought it was a really solid action film with some really good action sequences. Haven't seen a second one yet, but I have heard really good things about it, so I might check out this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, hope you enjoy it, mate. Dalboy says, I'm surprised some don't mention Born Free when answering my question about animals and getting upset. Yeah, that is a good one, yeah. Great film.
Born Free, what's that one?
Oh, yeah. Set in Africa, isn't it, if I'm not mistaken? It's been a while since I've seen it. About the lions or tigers, I think. We've got Sam here saying, what's everyone's favourite holiday road trip movie? The only one I can think of is the vacation film straight away.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to go with the vacation films. I quite enjoyed the European one as well. It's not as good as the first one, but still entertaining enough, so they're mine. Andy, what about you?
If it's talking a road trip movie, I'm gonna have to say Road Trip. But if it's like holiday themed, I might have to go with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, we do have Delboy actually saying that one as well. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be the National Lampoon's Vacation, and yeah, probably Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as well.
Great stuff. What about you, Rashad?
Yeah, road trip movie. Yeah, I say Vacation, and also Kingpin with Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray. That movie is doesn't get talked about much, but I think that's a funny ass road trip movie.
That's a good one there. Yeah, they are on the road a lot in Almost Famous, so you could say Almost Famous as well. Yeah, I'd say that one. That's a good pick. And what about you, Scott?
Probably going to go with Planes, Trains and Automobiles. I really love that film. One of my favourite John Hughes films, that one.
Awesome. And Dumb and Dumber too, right? Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Yep, directed by the Farrelly brothers, same director.
Yep.
Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Bad Lieutenant says, rediscovered a film called Bubble Boy starring Jake Gyllenhaal, which is a road film, kind of. Sam says, my favourite PTA film is Magnolia, followed by There Will Be Blood. I have seen There Will Be Blood. That is a great one. Magnolia, I recently picked that one up. I've heard a lot of mixed things about that one, but I got it mainly because Tom Cruise is in it. You've seen it, Scott, haven't you? And I'm sure you're not a fan of it.
I really didn't like it, unfortunately. Now I couldn't get into it at all.
Hey, no worries, mate. What did you think about Andy, Magnolia?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
And Mike, you've seen it?
Yeah, I loved it, to be honest. It's like 3 hours long, so it is a long movie, but the acting in it's really good. Tom Cruise probably gives one of his best performances in that film for me.
Ooh, nice. And have you seen it, Rashad?
That's another one I walked past at Blockbuster, walked past it, and never thought about it again. So no, never watched it.
No worries. We got fans saying, Scott, I gave you, Pete, and Mike a special mention on.
Gone again.
Thank you, Marvel. I really appreciate that.
Did I cut off again? Darn
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Yeah. But thank you for that, Marvel fan. Really do appreciate it, mate. I really like the way back. A Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Mm.
What's your favourite Sophie Ellis Bextor song?
Who the fuck is that? Never heard of her.
Oh, Murder on the Dance Floor. There you go. That's probably mine.
Okay.
Listen to that the other day. Yes, so Murder on the Dance Floor. Yeah, I have actually seen her live a few years ago. She's pretty good.
I've seen her live. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Oh cool.
I think me and Mike were at the same place. We saw her.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. Oh,
Wow.
cool. But yeah, she's pretty good. What was the other song? Groove something? Did she sing?
There was another. The one I remember is Murder on the Dance Floor, but there was another one that came out after it, and it was kind of catchy, but I can't remember what it was called.
She done a song called Mixed Up World, I think it's called.
Okay.
Wait, fellas, I gotta get ready to head out. Oh. Yeah, fellas, I gotta get ready to head out of here because I gotta get my son ready to his mom's gonna pick him up. So gotta head out for now, man. But this is fun. Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it, y'all.
Thanks ever so much for joining, Rashad. Really do appreciate it, mate. You take care.
All right, no doubt, man. Peace.
Here's Rashad.
See you, Rashad.
See you later.
Mate. Oh, that was brilliant having Rashad. First time on the channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Rashad, his link is in the description down below. So do give him a sub. Yeah, she done Groove Jet, Take Me Home, Not Giving Up on Love, quite a few stuff. Early 2000s, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Murder on the Dance Floor playing in my head now. Worse than murder to think of one true. Wow, we are an hour behind. Wow, normally we're much later behind, so wow. So be sure to get those questions coming in. Ask us whatever you like. What's your favourite Tom Hanks film? What's your favourite Tom Hanks film? Great answer. Great question. Right, it's been a lot of good stuff. Not recently with Elvis, but what are some of your favourites, Andy?
Probably Forrest Gump and That Thing You Do.
Very good. Very good. He directed that one as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great picks there. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, there's so many, but I think just gonna have to go with the obvious ones like Forrest Gump, Green Mile, Castaway, and I quite like Road to Perdition as well.
Yeah, very good picks there. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, he's done so many great films. It's hard to mention them all, but I'm probably just going to go with Toy Story and Saving Private Ryan. I really love those films.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan's really good. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood wasn't too bad. I quite like that. That's a recent one. Big, Bridge of Spies, Philadelphia as well. What a great actor. Forrest Gump, Castaway. Yeah. The Burbs. Yeah, I still haven't seen The Burbs.
That's a good
Catch Me
one.
If You Can as well. Very good film there. Thanks for the recommendation. Sam says, same here. In my top 5 films of all time, second favourite Tom Hanks film would be Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. Also starring Vin Diesel. Who'd have thought it?
Mm.
We've got Gary here saying, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gary. Thanks for joining. We've got welcome back, Scott. Absolutely.
Thank you,
Great
Gary.
to have him back with us. Yeah. Big, yeah. Tom Hanks has made very few bad movies, even like the remake of The Lady Killers. Yeah, they weren't too bad, but you can't beat the original. As an actor, he's consistent for me to name, not one of his yet. Haven't seen all of the film, but definitely one of my favourite actors, that Coen Bros. Who did that right? Yeah, they did. Can't argue about that. You're skating on thin ice with the Wes Craven debacle, but I think it was the Coens, like Splash as well. And Dog Day Afternoon is Lumet. Who effing Ray for that? Right, True Action Star says, what are some bad sequels that you actually enjoy? Good question. I know one straight away. It's always my safe answer that I always use. Speed 2. Love it. I mean, I still think this one's quite a good film, but it pales in the comparison to the previous Dirty Harry films. But the Deadpool, I think that's a lot of fun. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4. I know somebody who really likes that one. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I do get a kick out of Superman 4.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I prefer it to 3, to be honest.
Yeah. Batman and Robin as well, I suppose. Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I'll probably go with Jaws: The Revenge. I think kind of like Superman. Like I think it's a better film than Jaws 3. I think that's the bad sequel out of all of them.
Yeah. Great pick there. And what about you, Scott?
Yeah, Batman and Robin for me as well, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Fucking hell.
It's so bad, but I love it.
It is an entertaining watch. It is so bad, but it's good.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Friday the 13th, part 3. I thought that one's quite a well-loved one. Now, Coen Brothers, I just splashed on Disney Plus. Yes, yeah, because they cut that on Disney Plus Splash. Why should I get the Blu-ray? Have any of you watched Grosse Point Blank? I love the movie, and what a film! What a film! Yeah, love it. Yeah, Andy's a big fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Yeah.
Mike, you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Brilliant to hear. And Scott, have you seen it?
I haven't. John Cusack in it.
Yeah, John Cusack. Mini
I really want to
Driver
watch
as well,
that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd's in it as well.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, awesome. Sounds
He's
great,
really good in it. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it, Scott. It's a very entertaining film. Great soundtrack, as Sorry says.
Awesome. Sounds like my kind of film, to be fair.
Edward says, what's your thoughts on the news that Toys R Us returns to High Street for the first time in 5 years with new shops? Well, it's a technicality because they've opened up in W.H. Smith shops, so they haven't actually opened up new branches. They're just little outlets. They've been doing it in America for a little bit, but that's about it. Hopefully a success, and we'll see it back, but I think Smythe's or Smith's has took over the toy market now. What do you think of it, Andy? Toys R Us making a comeback?
Yeah, I used to love Toys R Us as a kid, but yeah, just glad to see them back in some form.
Yeah. Always remember the adverts.
One of the best adverts growing up.
Oh, definitely.
That theme tune was just iconic.
It was, yeah. Sitting there watching Saturday morning cartoons and then Toys R Us advert come on, especially at Christmas time, and you're like, yeah, we're going to Toys R Us.
Yeah.
There was always an event going there, very much like Woolworths. It was always like a great place to go to. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, it's good to see them back. Yeah, I probably won't shop there very much, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see them back.
Yeah. And Scott, what about you?
Yeah, it's cool to see him back. I used to like going in Toys R Us when I was a kid, so yeah, pretty cool to see him back.
Great stuff. Smash Film. Can't remember if it got a UK. I think it has got a UK Blu-ray splash, but it's very, very limited. I have seen it in CX. I'm pretty certain I have. Seems like a really fun charming movie. Daryl Hannah married to Neil Young, I believe. Yeah. Frag says, "Good to see Scott back. Hope you're doing better, buddy."
Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that.
Bad Lieutenant says Devil's Advocate is another decent, underrated Al Pacino film. Even Keanu Reeves is watchable in it. I haven't seen The Devil's Avocado yet. Have you, Andy? Devil's Avocado! Devil's Advocate!
Oh, fuck my life.
So, have you seen The Devil's Advocate, Andy?
I have, but I wasn't that big of a fan of it, to be honest. I might need to give it a rewatch.
Oh, cool. What about you, Mike? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's one of the best from Al Pacino or Keanu Reeves, but yeah, it's probably like a 7 out of 10 for me.
Cool. And what about you, Scott? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. To be fair, I thought it was a really solid film, but I do have a few issues with it. It's not one of their best, but I still really enjoyed it. But I'm going to go to.
No worries, mate.
Oh, it's been ages since I've seen that.
Yeah, alone. Scott alone, yeah. We have Sam saying, which one do you prefer, the Shawshank Redemption or the Green Mile? That's a good question. Very good one. I'm going to say Shawshank but they're both incredible films. Andy?
Yeah, Shawshank.
Yeah.
Both amazing, though.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, they're both amazing films, but I'm probably going to go with The Green Mile because that was the one I remember seeing fully first, and then I went to when I watched Shawshank. I think I was expecting it to be more like The Green Mile, but it's kind of different, even though they're both like prison movies. And yeah, I just love The Green Mile, but Shawshank is still really good.
They're both very special films, very good films of the 90s. True Action Star says, Peter's your Norfolk lad. Have you ever had a chroma crab? No, I've never had a chroma crab. I've never had crabs. What? A crab? Oh, crab. I've never could have put that better if I tried, but no, I've never had chroma crab before. I'm not really into seafood, but hey, I may give it a go if I'm at Chroma next time. So, no, and I never had octopus balls either. No, that's true. The Muddy Funster, but Green Miles, that 1, 2, 3 skin. We've got Andy like stuff here. Evening, Andy. Hope you're doing well. Does Rotten Tomatoes and box office affect your anticipation for the films or stop you going to see them in the cinema? Honestly, if I see the trailer or I like the premise of the films, I'll go and see them. That's it. I don't really let reviews really sway me unless it's a really damning review. And box office means nothing. A film could flop and be absolutely amazing. So I just go of initiative more than anything in the premise. What about you, Andy?
Rotten Tomatoes, I never ever look at. Hardly use it at all. Box office, I never look at either. IMDb's what I tend to go off, but yeah, I don't let it really sort of sway my anticipation.
Cool. What about you, Mike?
No, I don't really pay much attention to it. If I want to see the film, I'll go see it. I won't really look. Well, I won't pay much attention to reviews or box office and things like that.
And what about you, Scott?
Yeah, I don't really pay much attention to that sort of stuff either. If I do really want to see a film, I'll go watch it.
Shawshank for me, but still absolutely love The Green Mile. Yeah, what a film. Always go by gut feeling due to the amount of times the ratings have been proven wrong. That is very true. That is very true. Bad Lieutenant's going to do a bit of Wappy Wednesdays eBay listing, so I'll be back in an hour or so. So take care, mate, and I hope that all goes well. We've got Hurry Back, Bad Lieutenant. The Fridge in the Crystal Skull is a bad villain for me.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was an interesting one for the opening of the film. Right, we've got True Action Star saying, what have you lads got coming up on your channel soon? So what videos have you got coming up, Andy?
The two I've got coming up are 10 first-time watches and Blu-ray and 4K pickups.
Brilliant. Look forward to watching them. What about you, Mike?
I've got my pickups video. I'll do that in the next few days, probably. Other than that, I'm not really too sure. I tend to just make things up as I'm going along. So yeah, we'll see.
Sounds good. And what about you, Scott? You're still on your break, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, at the moment, I'm still taking a break, yeah.
Absolutely. For me, I might film a video tomorrow. Might have a small little Blu-ray haul to show off. Got Big Box by Imprint to show off, so I'm going to probably do that next week or the week after. And may do a review for Indiana Jones and a gaming video or two. We'll see. Dalboy says, getting physical media in the post is a minefield. Sometimes you get the stuff pristine, other times bashed to hell. Please retell a tale where you got a battered post, but it had a happy ending. Right. Have you had posts come damaged, Andy?
Yeah, all the time. But if it's like a standard Blu-ray case, I'll just swap it for one. Can't be asked fucking sending it back and going through all that. But yeah, I've never had anything that's come and it's been like absolutely fucking destroyed.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think I've been quite lucky in terms of like sort of special editions and stuff. They've always come in pretty good condition. I think, like Andy says, if it's like a standard Blu-ray and it's damaged, I'll just swap it.
Yeah. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I've also been quite lucky with special editions as well, to be fair. They've all sort of come in pretty good condition for me as well. But yeah. I'll do the same as what Mike and Andy do as well. When I just get it's a bit battered for standard release.
For still books, it seems I have been quite lucky. Touch wood, I haven't had anything really damaged, which is a huge surprise. Normal case films I do find get damaged a lot, especially from Amazon. But again, just replace the case. That normally seems to be not too bad of a problem. I have had a couple of special editions that have been damaged before, but you just contact them, you get a replacement next day, so it isn't too bad. Andy's going to see the BT Dial of Destiny tomorrow. Rewatched the original trilogy in the last few days. Raiders is possibly in the conversation for the greatest film ever made. What films are in there for you for the greatest films ever made? That's a good question. So what would you say, Andy, are some of the greatest films ever made?
God. Empire Strikes Back. Terminator 2. Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
Yep. Good selection of stuff there. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, like Terminator 2 and Empire Strikes Back, definitely. Maybe Blade Runner. Oh gosh, The Godfather. Jaws. Yeah, there's so many.
And what about you? And what about you, Scott?
Terminator 2's up there, definitely. The Godfather as well. What a film that is. There was another one I had in my mind, but it's gone. Jaws will be up there as well. Jurassic Park. Yes, stuff like that.
Yeah, very good selection. There's so many you can pick. Stuff like Old Boy, Parasite, Battle Royale, a lot of the John Carpenter's stuff, Dirty Harry, Halloween. There's so many you could put up there as some of the best films of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
True Action Star said, what's your thoughts on the film 28 Days Later? You seen it, Mike?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not one of my favorites, but yeah, it's a good horror movie.
Yeah. Scott, what about you?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Thought it was a really tense horror film, to be fair. Not one of my favourites, but I do enjoy it.
It is a pretty good film. Sequel's not too bad with Robert Carlyle, but the first one's definitely where it's all at. The film, unfortunately, doesn't look great on Blu-ray, and it never will do because it's down to how it's shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got Sam saying his favourite Wallace and Gromit film is The Wrong Trousers. Love the Were Rabbit film. Seen it countless times. That is a lot of fun, that film is. I haven't actually got that on DVD, so I might need to rectify that one. We've got Brian here saying, hey guys. Hey Brian, thanks for joining, my friend. Hope
Hello,
you're
mate.
well. We've got Sam here saying, yep, I love the original Psycho, but I do prefer Psycho 2. Yeah, nice. It's a film that completely surprised me how good it was. Dalboy says, there was only one superhero and he's going to get ya, sucker. Lol. Just kidding. All blank, man. Oh. We've got Ian Hill, the Ramblins here, saying, hi everyone, hope you're all well. Hey Ian, thanks for joining. David Cornsweet, the new Superman, was the projectionist in Pearl. Oh, was he? Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, he was all right in that. We have True Action Star here saying, do you guys have any favourite comedy shows? Very good question there. Do you want to go first, Andy?
Like sitcoms I used to watch back in the day, probably like That 70s Show and Friends. were like some of my
Good.
favourites. But I also like some British stuff as well, like Blackadder and Fawlty Towers.
Yeah, classics there.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, there's quite a kid. I used to like some others do have them quite a lot. Grew up watching that. Detectives with Jasper Carrot always thought was really funny.
Okay.
And Bottom and Only Fools and Horses as well.
Yeah. Very good selection of stuff there, Scott. For me, Fawlty Towers, Barton, Steptoe and Son, Only Fools and Horses, Open All Hours. American stuff, I quite like Frasier, Cheers, Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is very good. Used to like Big Bang Theory, but it's not as good as it used to be. I think it's because it's been replayed so much. And also How I Met Your Mother, I quite like that as well. For me, Better Off Ted. As an American comedy. Or Frasier, yeah. But Fawlty Towers, Fawlty Towers, or Only Fools and Horses for British, yeah, definitely. Apparently Frasier is getting a reboot as well, which is kind of strange to see. I know it's going to be exclusive to Paramount Plus. I kind of wish they'd leave it alone, but you know, they always love these reboots.
Yeah.
We've got Frags here saying one of the best parody films was Don't Be a Menace in South Central Whilst Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Long title. What a brilliant title,
Yeah.
though. Have you seen this, Andy?
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Right. That's good to hear. I'm kind of intrigued by it. And what about you, Scott?
Yeah, it's a really funny film. I had a fantastic time with it. It was a lot of fun.
Mac Chat says Titus is a great comedy show from the States. It's all based on the guy's actual life with his moron half-brother, drunk, mentally abusive father, and mentally committed, insane mother. Hilarious. Wow, sounds like a barrel of laughs. Anybody else seen it? Never even heard of it. We've got True Action Star saying, hey Scott lad.
Hello, True.
We've got Sam here saying, favourite sitcoms are Peep Show. That's a very good one there, Sam.
Oh,
Fawlty
Peep Show,
Towers.
yeah.
Father Ted with Speed 3. League of Gentlemen, Office US, and Bottom. Very good selection of stuff there, Sam. Do agree there.
The In-Betweeners as well is another good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed the In-Betweeners. They were great back when they started. But I still haven't seen that second film. Would you recommend the second film?
Yeah, it's decent. It's not great, but it's good.
Yeah.
Cool. We have Lewis here saying, evening guys, bit late in tonight. Nice to see you back, Scott. Happy days, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
Hello, Lewis. Thank you, mate.
Dalboy says, so many TV shows and films have introduced us to technology that seem to be sci-fi, but has turned out years later to be the real thing. Yeah, you're right there. The continue of his question is, what's your favourite tech from a film or TV that's now real? Mine is the communicator in Star Trek, which is now our mobile phones. What a good question there.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to abstain from it because I can't really think of anything, but I suppose the communicators from Star Trek, because, hey, without mobile phones would be lost, so I'd say that. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. Just because I can't think of anything else.
Oh, no. And Scott, what about you?
I'll go the same as well.
True Action Star says, you guys checking out this new Elemental when it's out over here? No, I see the trailer for it at the cinema and I'm like, what the heck is this? And in the cinemas, they've got like all little cardboard cutouts of these characters, and they just look like little characters from ice cream adverts or anything. The story does nothing for me. Feels like another flop from Pixar, unfortunately. They haven't had a very good run just lately. What about you, Andy? Looking forward to Elemental?
I'll check it out at some point. I probably might not go cinema to see it, but yeah, I'll give it a look eventually, just because I think it's Pixar.
Yeah, of course. And Scott, what about you?
No, I'm not really too excited for it, to be fair, but I might give it a go at some point.
Cool. We have Michael here saying it's great to see you back, Scott. Absolutely.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
And we have Mike back here.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, just my laptop just completely crashed for some reason.
No worries. I have loads of technical issues again tonight. We've got Julian here saying good vibes times 20. A lot of good vibes to you, mate, as well. Sad news about Julian Sands. What's your favourite role of his? Don't know. I think I've seen a few of his films. He was in A Room with a View, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, haven't seen Arachnophobia because Arachnophobia. Leaving Las Vegas, he was quite good in that, and there was something else I saw him in, but I can't remember what it's called now. But what about you, Andy?
Yeah, definitely Arachnophobia, and Leaving Las Vegas.
Nice.
And
What
The
about
Doctor and
you,
the Devils
Scott?
as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Bedazzled. He's in that, is he?
The Doctor and the Devils.
Oh, right.
He's in that as well.
Cool.
Brilliant film.
Such a sad loss with him. Very sad news indeed. What about you, Scott?
I'm going to go with Arachnophobia. I love that film, and I think he's great in that.
Okay. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'll probably have to say Arachnophobia as well. And also, he was in, I think it was season 5 of 24. I remember he played a villain in that.
Was he?
He was quite good in that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've only seen a couple of seasons of 24. Quite enjoyed it, but I didn't realise he was in it.
Yeah.
We've got Sam here saying, what's everybody's REM song? What's your favourite REM song? I don't know.
They've done a lot of really good songs.
What's yours? They have, yeah.
Yeah,
I know Losing My Religion is one of them.
I'm going to have to say Night Swimming. My favourite song by them.
That's a really good pick there.
Yeah.
Scott, what about you?
Possibly Shiny Happy People, just because I think it's a really fun song and it just makes me feel happy. I really like that song.
Yeah, great pick there. What about you, Mike?
It's probably just Losing My Religion.
Yeah, I probably will agree with you there on that one, or Night Swimming. They've done quite a few good songs. We've got Dalboy saying, ooh, Warlock or Arachnophobia, possibly. Yeah.
Me too, Warlock.
Yes,
I've never even heard of Warlock, so I'll have to check it out. I'm losing my religion here. Ooh, too early for puns. We are 9:30, so we are actually really keeping an eye on the time tonight, surprisingly. Sam's going to head off now, chaps. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the stream. Hope you're having an awesome week. And Rashad, sub to your channel. Take care, guys. Take care, Sam. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Dalboy will be back. He's going to get his mum to bed and make her a cuppa. Oh, that's good. Hope your mum's keeping well, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, bye, Sam. And give us a good Tom Selleck film. That's a good question. 3 Men and a Baby. I can remember that one. That's the first one I can think of. I'm just going to say that. Really enjoyed that. And is it A Little Lady, the sequel.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say them two. What about you, Andy?
An Innocent Man and Runaway.
Ooh, good picks there. What about you, Scott?
I don't think I've seen, fortunately.
Hey, no worries. No
It
worries,
says
mate.
he's in Meet the Robinsons. I've seen that. I think that's the only film I've seen of his.
Yeah.
Yep, he's in that. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, probably the Three Men and a Baby, and yeah, probably Innocent Man as well.
We have Delboy here saying Innocent Man. Comments are loading up. We have Gary saying Straight Story is a great road movie. That's David Lynch film, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Disney one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah.
A David Lynch Disney film.
That's not on Disney Plus.
Thinking about. No, in it? No.
No.
Oh wow. What are you doing, Disney? Put it on there. Edward says, what's your favourite Zelda game and why? I'm assuming none of you guys have played Zelda games?
Nah, they're not really interesting me, to be fair.
Mike?
The only one I've ever played is it Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, that's the
Nintendo
most
64. That's the only one I've ever played.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played it, but yeah, I remember it was pretty good.
Great stuff. For me, my favourite is probably Twilight Princess. I really do like the dark tone of it. It's more very similar to Ocarina of Time. Feels a bit like Lord of the Rings at times, and it's such a grand and epic game. But the new one, Tears of the Kingdom, is very good as well. Edward says the best Zelda games, rank them best from worst. Too many, mate. Absolutely too many. But I'll give you some of my favourites. Tears of the Kingdom, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Zelda 2, and Twilight Princess. There you go. Gary says Bachelor Party is one of my favourite Tom Hanks films. Great stuff. Good film.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What's going on here? No, what's going on here? What?
Okay, yeah.
What's happened? What happened? Oh.
Is this your facial expression, Pete, when you was
It was getting funnier the more I looked at it.
Everybody just paused. StreamYard wouldn't work for me. I don't know what is going on over here, but I'm having to use mobile data again. Hang on a minute, we've got another guest. Who's this? Look at him, it is. It's a sexy bastard. It's Batman. Hello, Jamie. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? Oh, so thanks for joining, Jamie. Hope you're keeping well. What have you been watching recently?
So I watched The Flash.
You watched The Flash, yes.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get a bit of like, but I know it's getting a lot of hate. But
is it a masterpiece?
It is. I know people are gonna think I'm just saying it for the sake of it, but I didn't. Obviously, I know what the plot's about, but going in when I actually watched the film, because of certain parts that happen, Andy'll know what parts, but it really did hit me on an emotional level.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
And we
So-
got, I know a lot of people are a big fan of Ezra Miller as the Flash, but out of the whole DC EU, we got some of the best scenes with him. I watched Indiana Jones, the trilogy. I watched all 3 of them. And today
That's good.
I went to go and watch Dial of Destiny, but
But
there's a problem.
it's
We
not a
never watched
masterpiece.
it.
You never watched it?
We never watched it. So basically, what happened? We got in the cinema, and the bloke said the file that they got sent for the film, it was a corrupt file or something was wrong. So he had to re-download it again, and then the bloke and just said, "Oh, the film's going to be a little bit late, but just wait." And then the bloke came in the cinema and just says, "Oh, we can't get it to show now. So basically, you can either come back at 7:30 tonight, or you can." Is that a magic trick? So we basically said you can come back at 7:30 tonight, or you can just get your refund. So we're off Friday night. We're off Friday afternoon at 2:15.
Oh, good.
I
So
was
I
really
hope it
looking
goes.
forward to it as well. I was actually really looking forward to it.
Well, I hope it actually goes through this time and you can watch it okay.
Yeah, it should do. But we did watch Dirt Worry Darling tonight. It's a bit weird.
Is it? But
It is
you got to see a
weird.
bit of Florence Pugh, didn't you? Did you like that?
Oh God, yeah. Oh. Harry Styles is eating her out on the dinner table.
So you just basically say he's eating her like a bloody gourmet meal or something.
No,
Oh,
he
dear.
went down on her on the dinner table.
Did he now, lucky bastard?
And then obviously the food. Obviously you don't see out your shunt because his head's under a skirt, so you don't see out your shunt. But you can see Florence Pugh's facial expressions.
Did she like it?
Yeah.
Did you like it, Jamie?
Yeah. That's it, yeah. But I did fall asleep.
I did fall asleep. Oh dear. So would you recommend Don't Worry Darling?
Yeah, I do need to watch it again. As I said, I did fall asleep, but it is a bit messed up.
It is a bit messed up,
messed up.
Right. You sold me with the
enjoyed
Harry
what I watched.
Styles thing. What else did you watch?
I think that's it. So
Oh,
obviously
that's good.
now we've been watching Indiana Jones on Friday at 2:15. I am going to try and watch The Last Crusade and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
You definitely should give Last Crusade a watch, and yeah, if you want to give
I watched it
Crystal-
last night, but I fell asleep.
Okay. But yeah, definitely give that one a go again and watch Crystal Skull if you think so. But I'll be intrigued to see what you think of the new one. I will.
It's getting mixed, innit?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So
Have you watched
the
it,
flat
Andy?
Yeah,
What do you think?
I thought it was middle of the road.
Is it better than Crystal Skull?
It is and it isn't. It's kind of the same for me.
Ah,
Yeah.
but hopefully you'll enjoy it, Jamie. Will you do a review for it?
I will do. Yeah, I've got my Flash review to do yet.
Ooh, is that your next one coming up on the channel, is it?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I just haven't filmed it yet. I need to.
Will you be dressing up in full costume for that one?
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. Right, we've got Dalboy here with a question. Hopefully, the screen will work. Question: You're trapped on an island, and a genie grants you one film to watch from the following categories: sci-fi, horror, comedy, drama, action, thriller. What film for each of those would you pick? So one sci-fi, one horror, one comedy, one drama, one action thriller. What would you pick, Andy? One of each.
Okay, sci-fi. Empire Strikes Back. Horror would be Fright Night. Comedy would be The Full Monty. Drama would be Boogie Nights. Action thriller probably be Die Hard.
Great stuff. And what about you, Scott?
Horror would be Dawn of the Dead. Comedy, possibly American Pie. Sci-fi, A New Hope. And action, probably Terminator 2. Thriller. Sure for thriller, to be honest.
No worries. What about you, Mike?
Sci-fi, probably Aliens. Horror, Fright Night. Comedy, probably Dumb and Dumber. Drama, I was going to say Castaway, but then I thought, well, that might be a bit depressing choosing that if I'm stuck on a desert island. So I'm not too sure what to choose for drama. Action, probably Terminator 2.
Yep. Great stuff. Great picks there. What about you, Jamie?
For horror, I'm gonna pick my favorite horror film ever. It's got to be Saw. For action, I'd probably pick The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Technically, it's mainly action. For yeah,
So
I
you
think
got sci-fi.
What Thingamabob said.
Thingy-me-bob.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd pick Full Monty because yeah.
You pick some Monty. What?
I don't know. I can't think of anything for drama and thriller.
Sci-fi. What about sci-fi?
Ooh.
Ooh. Is he going to say The Matrix or something?
No, it's a cross between the best Star Wars film ever made.
Which is that?
Force Awakens, or 2001: Space Odyssey.
Ooh, very nice. Very good picks there, Jamie.
I thought you would have said Howard the Duck.
No. There's better films out there than that.
Great stuff. For me, sci-fi. I'm going to say Predator. Horror. I'm going to say. Don't know. Fuck me. I say Near Dark because I really enjoyed that one. Comedy probably be one of the Austin Powers films. Drama. I don't know. What to think? The only thing I can think of is period dramas, so I'll probably say Far From the Maddening Crowd. Action thriller, one of the Mission Impossible films. There you go. Or John Wick. There you go. Right. Dalboy says, on the same island, the genie, very generous genie, grants you one arcade game to have with unlimited coins to play. What's your arcade game to ask the genie for?
Ooh.
Space Invaders for me. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'll say Space Invaders as well. Or Pac-Man. Yeah, Space
Pac-Man.
Invaders.
Scott?
Probably Pac-Man for me.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, probably Pac-Man for me as well.
Yeah, and what about you, Jamie?
I think probably Space Invaders.
Nice. I was surprised you didn't say Batman the arcade game or something.
Oh, where? Yeah, Batman.
Right, we have Del Boy saying, the gods of comedy have stated that every Monty Python film must be destroyed, but what is the one film you would save and why? So what one Monty Python film would you save? That's hard. I would say Life of Brian. Brian. Life of Brian, probably. But the other one's not too bad. I don't mind Meaning of Life either, but I'll say Life of Brian. Andy?
I'm going to say controversially, Meaning of Life.
Cool. Yeah, I do like that one. It's quite a good film. What about you, Scott?
I'm going to go for Holy Absolutely Hilarious, to be fair. I really love that film.
Yep. Great one. What about you, Mike?
It's so difficult because I love all three, but I think like Andy, I think I'm probably going to go with Meaning of Life as well. That film just cracks me up in places. Like some of the skits in it are just, yeah, they're great.
Very good. And Jamie, what's your favourite?
I think it's got to be Holy Grail.
Nice. Very good. All good films. It's hard to pick between the three of them, to be honest. Next up, we have comments are reloading. We have True Action Star saying, do you think studios have an over-reliance on CGI and it makes films feel less gripping? Yes. Definitely. Yeah, too much
100%.
CGI these days, not enough practical. Green screen's absolutely ruining films, and it takes you out the movie a lot.
Yeah.
I've heard like Indiana Jones has got a lot of CGI in it, and it's very noticeable. So, what do you think, Andy? CGI too much?
Yeah, completely agree. Way overused nowadays.
Yeah. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, definitely agree. It's definitely way overused these days, that's for sure.
Mike?
Yeah, I can just agree with everyone else. And yeah, the new Indiana Jones was a prime example of it. Like all of the action scenes, they were just way too CGI heavy.
And Jamie, what about you?
I actually do agree, to be fair. But to be fair, Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
which I'm really looking forward to because it's Nolan. Obviously, it's about the nuclear bomb in it. But what Christopher Nolan's doing, instead, he doesn't want to use CGI for the bomb. He wants to recreate the blast.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I think that's really well. So obviously, I don't know how big the explosion is, but apparently he's actually recreating the blast from the explosion because he don't want to use CGI, and I respect that because I think CGI might ruin it.
I've heard that they have gone out in a field pretty much in the middle of nowhere and let a big one off. So it'll be interesting to see. Over there, that came out wrong. But that'll be interesting to see what that looks practically on the big screen, especially in IMAX. Oh, of course, and you can watch it on your new 4K, can't you?
Oh yeah, can yeah.
Oh. Edward says, what movies have you all got on pre-order? I haven't actually got anything on pre-order yet, but I do want to pick up The Truman Show on 4K, Scream on 4K, and The Last of Us TV series. Those are the ones that I can think of. What about you, Andy? What you got on pre-order?
Yeah, the Scream 6, the Bruce Lee box set, and the Wicker Man 4K.
Nice.
Oh, the remake.
What?
Fuck no.
No, not the remake. Do you like the remake, Jamie, of the Wicker Man?
Yeah, I prefer the remake over the original.
You prefer the remake of the Weetabix Man? The Weetabix Man, the Weetos.
Yeah, I know I know I'm a controversial person. Pretty much everything I say is controversial. But
The
yeah,
Wicker Man,
I do
yes.
like the remake.
Mm.
I wish they
Well,
would have changed the ending a bit, but it's what it is, innit?
Yeah. So, Scott, you got anything on pre-order?
I think the only film at the minute is Untold Story, which I think is a Japanese horror film. Looking forward to watching that.
Right. Have any of you seen A Chinese Ghost Story? I've been recommended this film. Have any of you seen it?
No.
No, heard of it.
No, it's one that I definitely do want to watch. I keep trying to find a copy about for it, but it sounds like a fantastic film. I think there's like 3 of them as well, so I just wondered if any of you guys have seen it. So, what about you, Mike? Have you got anything on pre-order?
I think the only stuff I've got on pre-order is just a load of Bruce Lee stuff. There's like that big box set, and then I've also ordered that Enter the Dragon special edition from HMV. So yeah, it's just a lot of Bruce Lee stuff.
Sounds good. And what about you, Jamie?
Nothing.
Nothing on 4K you wanted to get?
No. We'll probably get Scream 6.
Cool. Right. We've got Dalboy here saying you are given the choice of one upgrade to your cinema setup. Sound system, TV, media player. Which upgrade choice would you select and why? So what would you pick, Andy?
Sound system at the minute, because all I've got is like a little sound bar. I think get speakers all around the place. If I could.
Yep. I would probably agree with you there. Scott, what about you?
Probably a TV. To be fair, I'd like to have a bigger size TV.
Yep. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, probably sound system for me, because I just don't really have one apart from the sound from my TV.
Yep. And Jamie, what would you like to add?
Oh, that's a toughie.
So
Probably
what would you like to...
PS5.
Yeah? You could add a PS5?
Yeah.
Okay, very nice choice there. I would probably say sound system for me, because I'd love to have like a surround sound system, a little bit extra bass with like the films and games. I think it would be brilliant. So that would be my pick. Michael said Madonna's been rushed to hospital.
Yeah, apparently so, yeah.
Unresponsive.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. That's very sad news. I hope she recovers. Let's have a look here. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, she's in intensive care. Oh wow.
Do you know why?
She gets better soon. Fighting some bacterial infection. That's what it just says online. We all wish her a speedy recovery. Madonna rushed to the hospital. I'll say something like a prayer. She's not ready to take a bow yet. After this, she's going to need a holiday. She saw a ray of light and walked towards it. She'll be fine. She'll have to die another day. Oh, my
fucking hell.
Oh, dear.
Jesus.
Jeez, guys. We've got Bellboy here saying for Scott only. When it comes up, I'll keep touching it, but it won't come up. We all miss you, mate, and glad... That sounded wrong. Dalboy said, for Scott only, we all missed you, mate, and glad to see you back. What's the favourite thing you have watched or done whilst taking a break?
Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Possibly Happy Gilmore. Rewatching that the other week was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed rewatching that film again. Love that film so much.
That is a good one with Adam Sandler. I really do enjoy Happy Gilmore.
It's great.
His name? Isn't Moss's name in it? Richard Keel, Jaws from Bond. Yeah. I thought I remember him in it.
I think he's in it, isn't he? What's his name from Rocky? Apollo.
Yeah,
Oh,
Carl Weathers.
I watched. Speaking of Happy Gilmore, I watched it for the first time with a couple of friends last year, and for the first time ever, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
It is great, yeah.
Ben Stiller's in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Internet's dreadful here. So, you watch Happy Gilmore for the third or first time, Jamie?
First, and I loved it.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. We got Bad Lieutenant here saying, now then, do you like the music of Shawada Wada?
No, I do. What do they think?
Fucking hell. Where's Nigel when you need him?
Yeah.
But, oh dear. So, Scott, do you like a bit of Shawada Wada?
You know what?
No, I can't stand them. I think their music is absolutely awful. If I'm being honest.
Okay, no worries. What about you, Andy?
I couldn't tell you a single song they sing.
No
Oh,
worries. Jamie, are you partial to a bit of Shawadi Wada?
I know there's the Moon of Love.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I've just typed it in YouTube when I've heard that one.
Right. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, no idea.
Oh, and he's listening to it as well and having a bit of a dance.
Okay.
Come with it.
No, don't worry. I was just very unexpected to hear a bit of Shawada Wada tonight. I've seen them live, actually. I've seen them live. They played in our local town rock festival. That's what they could afford, was a bit of Shawadi Wadi.
Jesus.
They were...
Wadi.
That's just the best they could afford. They just picked up Shawadi Wadi, and it was just a group of old blokes in their 60s singing some song about kissing, I think. Yeah.
So really then?
Well, yeah, it's them. They're just like old now. They've got old.
Ah.
Yeah, not very good. But my mum likes them. She's got all the vinyl, all the CDs. She's telling me now.
Wonder why.
She likes them, I think. Well,
What the thing? I wonder why.
oh yeah, they sung "I Wonder Why." Yes, you're right there.
A shit song as well.
You're right there. You're right there, Scott. They are pretty shit. Shawadi Wadi. Shit Wadi Wadi.
Does Nigel like him?
Who?
Nigel likes Shawadi Wadi.
You'd have to
I
ask him.
don't think so, no.
You'll have to ask him. I don't think so. No.
I think they're supporting Iron Maiden tonight, aren't they?
Oh, that'd be fucking epic, man.
Mm. Oh dear. I can't think of Shawaddy Waddy the same way again now, since that now then. Sorry,
No.
sirs, have you heard of the vanity project that is apparently as bad as The Room? It's called Blackbird. It's written directed by Michael Flatley. Yeah, I've seen it. It's an absolute pile of shite, but it's actually quite fun. It's not too bad. It is bad, but it's entertaining bad. I had a good time with it, but I definitely wouldn't recommend go watch it. But it's an interesting one. It's produced, written, directed, made by all sorts by Michael Flatley, and it apparently won several awards at a made-up movie award ceremony paid for by Michael Flatley. Who would have thought it? But have you seen it, Andy? Have you seen Blackbird?
No, I've not heard of it.
Nope. Have you seen it, Scott?
No, I haven't. I think I've heard of it, but not watched it.
It's basically his version of James Bond, but and it's getting a sequel. Have you seen it, Mike?
No, not heard of it.
What's getting a sequel?
Blackbird. You'll probably like it. What's that? It's Michael Flatley doing a James Bond film. My friend once asked Jim to fix it if he could meet Pam Anderson when he was young. I was asked what was she like. He told me she was really wrinkly and smelled like cigars. Now then. Fuck.
Jesus.
Christ. Oh, if only Nige was here. Seen clips of it and it looks totally shite. If you want a vanity project, check out films of Neil Breen, Double Down, Fateful Finding. Ooh. Going for a special place for laughing at that. Warlock and Boxing Helena are decent Julian Sands films. Yeah, very good stuff there. What's everyone's thoughts on Return to Oz? A favourite of mine, and I think it's a borderline horror, and I prefer it to the original. I actually do like the film. A lot of people are terrified of the Wheelers. I mean, they don't look too bad. I mean, never terrified me, but it does have definitely a creepy tone to it. I kind of do like it to the original, mainly because of its little dark tone. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I really like it. To be honest, I think it's pretty good, pretty creative. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Scott, what about you?
Never actually seen it, to be fair, but I have heard good things about it.
No worries. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it when I was a kid, but I rewatched it recently and it didn't really hold up for me. Not too sure why. I think it'll always be the original for me, but it's still a pretty good sequel.
Yeah. And Jamie, have you seen Return to Oz?
I've seen Oz Great and Powerful.
What do you thought of that?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's amazing.
That's good. That's good. Sam Raimi film of all sorts as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Max says Boxing Helena is oddity. I remember the whole Kim Basinger being sued for not doing it. Wow.
Hello, it's me, Indiana Bones.
Anything better than the Motown musical version of Wizard of Oz? The Wiz, isn't it? Yeah, The Wiz. Return one with James Franco. No, it's the 85 one. Good Tom Selleck film is Runaway with Gene Simmons of Kiss. I do want to watch that one. That looks good.
I've heard that's good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yep. Her Alibi isn't bad. Haven't seen that one. James Franco one is pretty good. Much better than the Franco film. Gary says The Dark Knight has arrived. We'll try and check it out. If you want to see a good Tom Selleck film, find Folks. Hilarious comedy, a gem of a film. Haven't heard of that one. Anybody else seen it?
No.
No?
No.
What is the best films of 1980? Well, I'm going to gather it's 1987.
Oh,
What came out in 1987?
Don't know. Gonna ask Google. Empire of the Sun. That's a pretty good one. Fatal Attraction. Angel Heart. I really enjoyed that one. Raising Arizona. Witches of Eastwick. Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Apparently, Lost Boys, Predator, and Full Metal Jacket and Lethal Weapon come out as well as RoboCop. So there's a few there. Andy, what about you?
It's got to be Superman 4.
What a film!
Is it good?
Is it? Fuck.
Is it fucking good?
I'm going to have to say RoboCop.
Yeah. Very good pick there.
Good
Is
Morning
it
Vietnam
good?
was great as well.
Have you seen Superman 4, Jamie?
No. Where I do plan on doing a Superman marathon and ranking because I don't think I've not really seen the other Superman films at all.
Oh, wow. So,
Seen obviously the best Superman film ever made, which is Man of Steel. I've seen Batman
Obviously.
versus Superman. I've seen Superman Returns, which is enjoyable. And I think that's it.
cool. So yeah, I look forward to hearing what you think of Superman 4. I'm sure you'll find it very fun.
Is it that bad?
It's an
Yeah.
acquired taste.
It is. I enjoy it, but it is bad.
Speaking of Superman, what's all your opinions on the new casting?
We don't know who he is.
Don't know what to think of it.
yeah, I'm not
Is
sure.
no Henry Cavill there?
Nah. We know you're a big fan of Henry Cavill, aren't
Is
you?
the
So I
best
was ashamed.
Superman ever?
What about Christopher Reeve?
I've not really watched anything in for like the full film. I've seen a little clip
Oh.
now and then, but I've not watched. But I grew up with Cavill.
Ah, cool. So back to the topic of best films of 1987. Scott, what are some of your favourites?
I'm gonna say Predator, Lost Boys, and RoboCop.
Very good selection there, Scott. Mike, what about you?
Oh, it's got to be Superman 4 and Jaws: The Revenge.
Oh, couldn't have put it
no,
better myself.
In all seriousness, probably RoboCop and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Very good pick.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that one as well for me as well. Yeah.
And Jamie, what about you?
I'd just say RoboCop because I can't think.
Yeah. Right, Ian says, what are some of your favourite prog rock albums? Mine are Fragile from 71 by Yes and Sal in England by The Pound by Genesis in 73. I don't have any, unfortunately, Ian. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'm a bit stumped on this one as well.
Yeah, I am.
Do you like a bit of prog rock, Scott?
I do, but I don't know many prog rock, full-on prog rock albums. Would Abbey Road count as one by Beatles?
It's a
Or
bit
is that
proggy,
more-
Yeah,
Yeah.
could do, yeah.
Probably Abbey Road, to be fair.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I'm quite a big fan of prog rock, so there's probably quite a lot for me. Pretty much anything from Pink Floyd in the 70s, and anything from Genesis. And yes, I can't really say just one particular album. It would just be anything from those three bands.
Yep, no problems. And Jamie, you haven't got an idea?
It's not Terminator, is it?
No.
No.
We've got Charlie Bronson here saying, good evening, gents. Good evening, mate. We've got Bad Lieutenant saying about The Dark Side of the Moon and Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield. Hello, Spud. I mean, Jamie. Charlie says, just recently watched John Wick 4. What do you guys rate it out of 10? I'd give it a solid 8. Yeah, that's a really good score there, mate. What would you rate it, Andy?
I think I gave it a 9.
What about you, Scott?
Oh, I gave it a 9 as well. I thought it was incredible.
Yep. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I think I gave it a 9 as well.
And what about you, Jamie? Why is you falling?
My God. Oh, fucking
How much would you give John Wick out of 10, Jamie?
I can't see your face, Pete. It's just a blur.
That's what most people do say.
Oh, that first facial expression was just quality, though.
Well, I think you've always got your finger on it. You're always fingering your screen. Oh, whoa.
Oh, God.
He's paused again. He's in a different position now.
Oh, fuck. Hell.
I can't. Oh.
He's gone now. Oh, he's back. He's back.
It's my internet.
Ground control to Jamie. Can you hear us?
Yeah, it's the internet.
Oh, I know. So what would you give John Wick out of 10? I'm just going to say he's going to give it a 9 or 10. Right. For me, I'd say I gave John Wick a 5 out of 5, so it'd be a 10, but probably a 9, a 9.5. But it's a fantastic film. Bradley here says, guys, I need advice, please. I love the Alien movies, but I've never seen the Predator or the Alien versus Predator movies. I'm close to pulling the trigger on them. Are they worth it? Well, the first Predator film is incredible, one of the best of the 80s. I really enjoyed Predator 2. It's quite an underrated sequel. The Predators, the third one by Robert Rodriguez, is pretty good. That other one from a couple of years ago is not worth a shot at all. It is absolute dog shite. But Prey was pretty good from last year. Alien versus Predator, I like the first one. The second one, you can't see fuck all. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, the first one's lightning in a bottle. The second one's pretty good. The third one's not too bad. I never saw The Predator because I heard it was absolutely dire. The Alien versus Predator movies, the first one's okay, but it's a 12. You know, it's diluted. It's light.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to have anywhere near the violence of the first one, but it is what it is. And the second one, like you said, Pete, you can't see fuck all. And Prey's pretty good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's stuck on Disney Plus at the moment.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott?
haven't seen the Alien versus Predator films, but so I can't comment on those. But first one, excellent, one of my favourite action films. Second one's quite underrated, to be fair. I think it's a really solid sequel. The third one's pretty good. I like some of the characters in that one. But Predator from 2018 is absolute dog shit. I hate that film. I really did not like it at all. But Prey was actually really good. I thought that was really entertaining.
Who was that?
You're back. Are you stopped
Here it
fiddling
is.
with it now?
It's his face again then when it froze. Fucking hell.
Oh no,
He's
he's frozen again. Oh, dear.
Freeze.
Oh dear. Thanks, Scott. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, first Predator's great. Second one's very underrated. Third one's okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was anything special. The fourth one was fucking awful. Prey was, yeah, it was pretty good. Alien versus Predator, that was okay. The second one was absolute shite.
And what about you, Jamie? He likes them
I think he
all.
loves them all, yeah.
Yeah. They all get a smile from Jamie. And he's gone. Oh.
Oh god, I can't bear it.
No.
Oh, bless him. His internet is awful tonight. Oh dear. Go on, Harry. Yeah, not a patch on the Alien or Predator originals. They're basically park your brain at the door films. Yeah. What do you mean Predator original? The original Predator is fantastic. Definitely missing out on that one. Brilliant film. It's Batman, but he's gone. Never seen any Predator movies. Looking at the 4K collection. Well, if it's a good deal, Bradley, I'd highly recommend it. The trilogy pack, I think you can get. Fourth one's on its own, so I'd skip that one.
Yeah, definitely.
2221, Pete nearly disappeared up his own proverbial internet arsehole like the infamous Uslam bird. The internet is absolutely terrible over here. We've had a storm. I'm now back in the living room, so it's not too bad here. So it's open. I don't get any more cutouts. I suppose Jamie hasn't come back. Sorry, read it wrong as Alien and Predator. EVP. First Predator is a must. I'll pick up the 4K collection then. US import set looks nice. I hope you enjoy, mate. Gary says Predator 2 is decent, nothing compared to the first movie. Absolutely, but it's a solid enough sequel. I say the first Predator and probably the first 4 Alien films are must-haves. After then is personal choice. Yeah. Dalboy says, got to run, folks, but might be back. As always, great stream, and thanks for the answers. Hope to see you in the stream this week or something. You're all in my blog this week, Excelsior, guys. Oh, well, thanks ever so much, Dalboy, and hope everything's all right with you. You take care, mate, and see you soon.
Take care, mate.
Bad Lieutenant says, night, Dalboy. Yeah, night to Dalboy. I have all the Alien movies in the Steelbook. Okay, a vote by Gary and Bad Lieutenant for the first 2 Predators. That's good enough for me. Yep, you're in for a treat there. If you end up hating all those films, well, both be in the shite. Predator, you need to watch on a loud system to get the full experience, especially the guns and the get to the chopper scene. If I hate all the Predator movies, I'll be quick to inform the world that the Bad Lieutenant and Gary are complete buffoons. I would save the meaning of life. Yeah.
Same.
I could never decide between Holy Grail and The Life of Brian, both are classics. They're all really good. It's a solid little trilogy.
Yeah. I love them all.
Yeah, at least you could called us buffoons, but it could be worse. I'm very polite. Yes, you are, Bradley. Life of Ryan, Brian, I believe you. We've got Joe here, back from a pub quiz in time for the stream. Why, thanks for joining, Joe. We're 3 hours in, but hello anyway. Ask a question now, have a nap, and set the alarm for 3 a.m. and pop back for the answer. Bad Lieutenant has the Untold Story on pre-order, due for release next week. Ooh, haven't heard of that one. Anybody else heard of the Untold Story?
Yeah, I've got that on pre-order as well.
Ooh, what's that about, Scott?
I think it's a Japanese horror film. It's meant to be quite messed up from what I've heard.
Ooh, that sounds really good. Andy, heard of that one?
No, but it sounds interesting from what Scott said.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
No, I've not heard of it, but if it's Japanese horror, I'll definitely have to check it out.
Same here. Really sold on it. We've got Bradley here saying my Amazon basket is £165. Might have to trim that down a bit. Treat yourself, mate. Oh, is he back? He's back. Hello
back.
there.
Yeah.
You're back. Hello. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Got it all figured out now?
I think the
He hasn't. I think so, and then he just cuts off. Oh, dear. It's always pauses at some brilliant reactions from him, his facial expressions. You're back. Back. You're back? Okay. Right, Gary North says, the best CGI I've seen in a film or show recently was Twin Peaks The Return Episode 8. The atom bomb scene, it looked real. You can watch it in 4K if you have the big A to Z box set. Wow. I haven't actually seen the Return series yet, but...
that
That is...
It's just facial expressions.
He says it's better and he's paused again. He's paused with the finger up his nose. Oh, dear me. Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh.
Fucking face. Oh, they're both gone. Are you back, Jamie?
Yeah, sorry, it's not my fault.
Don't worry about it. You just keep pausing in some awkward facial positions. You do.
They are.
Well, the last one you paused, you had your fingers up your nose.
Oh, my God.
I think you nearly killed Andy.
He didn't screenshot it, did he?
I think it will be. I'll go back and watch this.
There's going to be
it'll be on a 3 hours 28 minutes.
Oh, fucking hell, that was
funny. It was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Struggling to breathe.
Wow.
They were just getting funnier and funnier, each one.
It does, yeah.
I've just rewound it back 10 seconds on the telly.
Oh, God.
Dear Jamie. Never change. Never change.
No.
Jamie prefers the remake to the original Wicker Man. As Norwich would say, what a paland. Oh, well, you like what you like, mate. Andy says, must have sold in the charity shop. I'm managing at least 100 DVDs on the last 8 days. Physical media lives. Well, that's brilliant to hear, Andy. I'm glad to see that stuff selling in your shop. Radley says, late breaking news. Iron Maiden has just landed in the nick of for assaulting their support band, shouting they can stick their fucking waddies up their ass as they hauled off.
Shawaddy was it?
Ooh, we've got AP here from the Movie Cheer podcast saying Masters of the Universe for me for 87. Great pick there. And hi, AP. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Hey, Pete.
Have any of you seen Michael Clayton? It's a very underrated film with George Clooney, Tilda Swinton, and Tom Wilkinson. No, I haven't seen him. Have you seen Michael Clayton?
Oh, the one
No.
with Batman, Gerald Arthur Cooper, and the White Witch.
You know. You, have you seen it, Jamie? No.
No, I want to there.
Gerald Arthur Cooper.
Gerald Arthur Cooper. Oh,
Because Tom Wilkinson plays Gerald Arthur Cooper, doesn't he?
Yeah.
yes. Is it any good, Andy?
Yeah, I remember liking it from when I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Michael Claymore?
Claymore.
Michael Caine.
Michael Claymore.
Oh, I mean Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton, Michael Clayton. Oh, have you seen it, Scott?
No.
And have you seen it, Mike?
Yeah, quite a while ago. I can't really remember anything about it.
No worries. Haven't heard of that one, says Bad Lieutenant. Have you seen Tom Wilkinson's recently? Looks really frail in the Full Monty TV series. Yeah.
He's getting on a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is.
You can see his age in the new show. He's looking his age.
He's a good actor, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Bradley says prog rock is a synonym for boring, tedious shite. What about George Reeves in the Superman TV series? Yeah.
Never seen the old TV show.
Yeah, same.
I've seen one or two of them, but there's many different Superman TV series. I remember Superman and Lois Lane. I used to like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. He keeps popping up and in and out. He's back. He's in. He's out. He didn't.
Oh.
What? He's back. He's gone. Oh, I don't know. Some of it is all right, but most of it is pretentious up their own ass noodling. Ooh-ah. I've seen pictures of him and he does look rather frail. I highly recommend Michael Clayton. For me, it's so good. Ah, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep coming in and out, in and out. Is your technical issues still bad, Em?
Yeah. I'm just glad it's not the closet.
Right. We've got Edward here saying, what do you think is the biggest Zelda launch in the UK gaming industry? Probably is Tears of the Kingdom or Ocarina of Time. Both of them are very, very popular, sold loads. So, yeah, I'd say either of them, Edward. We've got Radley saying, low-key mumbling interspersed with 10-minute guitar solos that all sound the same. Whoever decided that was progressive. Will do. Hard to remember, though. The Full Monty was over 25 years ago. God, I feel old. I think we all do. Bad Lieutenant says, like a few tracks by the well-known bands, plus a few lesser ones such as Goblin, Focus, and Aphrodite's Child, but tend to agree that 99% of it is total bollocks. Have any of you seen Asteroid City yet? Didn't bother with it in the end. Andy, you saw it, you wasn't a fan?
Yeah, I just thought it was meh. Visually looked amazing, great cast, but I just couldn't get into the story. A bit like the French Dispatch.
Mm. What about you, Scott?
No, I'm not that interested in seeing it, to be fair.
What about you, Mike? Not too fast?
Not really. I've kind of gone off Wes Anderson after the French Dispatch because I've really struggled with that movie, and yeah, I'm just not really too interested in this one at the moment.
No worries. And what about you, Jamie? Yeah, I'll take that as a no.
It looks like he's asleep.
I think he is.
He does, yeah.
Josh also picked up Tar and Infinity Pool yesterday. Two of the greatest rich bad movies I've seen. Love them. Great picks there, Scott. Josh, sorry. Dalboy's back. Monty Python. Their first film was, and now for something completely different. So really, it's a quadrilogy, but great answers. I watched Incarnations last night. Amazing film. Defaulted to English on Netflix, but I changed it to the original language with subs. Much better. Never heard of that one. Heard of that one, Andy?
No, I don't think so.
No. Scott?
No, not heard of that one.
Mike?
No, don't know it.
And Jamie's looking at the stain on his carpet or something. Hi, Bad Lieutenant, if he's still here. Untold Story is a Hong Kong Category 3 film about a man who murders a family of 9 over gambling debt, and legend has it processed some of the meat to make pork fowl buns based on true stories. Wow.
Oh, I didn't realise it was based on a true story.
That kind of rings a bell now. I've heard that about that before, but no, I've never seen it, but sounds interesting. Did anyone seen the trailer for Ethan Cohen's new movie, Drive Away Dolls? It looks fun. Didn't even know it got a new film out.
Not
Any of you guys seen the trailer? Nope.
No.
One for the frame, Jamie. Jesus, what have I come back to? Edward says, what's your favourite 4K you own in your collection? Good question there, Edward.
Oh.
I don't know. Andy, what would be yours?
There's a couple I quite like: Vertigo, Beetlejuice, and the Godfather set. That's like
very good selection there. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, Vertigo's up there. That looks absolutely stunning in 4K. What a transfer that is. With Dawn of the Dead's 4K set, obviously that's an amazing set, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K as well.
Yep, I agree. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, probably, like Scott says, the Dawn of the Dead set, but also, I'm not just saying this because I love the movie, but Batman Returns, I think that has an absolutely amazing transfer.
I've heard it's a really good transfer on that one.
Yeah.
For me, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre looks great in 4K. A lot of the Studio Canal stuff like Total Recall, Lock Up, Don't Look Now look great. Speed. There's quite a few good looking ones. And most of the stuff by Sony, even Morbius, for as bad as it is, it's a great looking 4K. But one that I do like from Sony is In the Line of Fire. That's a really good one. Picture quality on that is incredible. Dan being called away again, folks. So sorry. We'll see you all in another chat this week, I'm sure. Thanks to all the chatters and the panel. Hey, no worries, mate. You take care. We've got Min Howju here saying, hey, Peter McGann. Hey, mate. Hope
Hey,
you're
mate.
doing well. Sorry I'm late to the party. Been very super busy day for me. You can say I've had a hell of a day. Hope you guys are all well. Well, I hope you're doing okay, mate. Thanks for joining and you take care. Who else is super hyped for Saw 10? I'm going to rewatch the whole franchise leading up to release. I've never seen a Saw film, so I need to get watching on them. But if I can watch most of them by the time Saw X comes out, then yeah, I'll check it out. Andy?
Yeah, probably not that excited. I think there's one of them I've not seen. I think it's the one called Jigsaw. But yeah, they're just over the top violence after the first couple.
Yeah. Scott, what about you?
The only one that I've seen is the first one. Did really like it, to be fair, but I've had no desire to watch any of the sequels for some reason.
Yeah, no worries. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I love the first one, but I don't really care for any of the others. I'll wait to see. I'll wait for it to come out, and I'll see what the reviews are like, and then I'll decide whether I want to see it or not.
Cool. And what about well, oh, I thought Jamie was here still. We have Andy here saying, who is your favourite actor or actresses of all time, and who is your favourite movie star? Very, very good question there, Andy. What would you say, Andy, is some of your favourite actors or actresses?
It probably Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
Just love
very
the
good
guy.
pick there. Yeah. What about you, Scott?
Jack Nicholson, Bob De Niro, and Sylvester Stallone off the top of my head.
Very, very good, very good. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, Michael Keaton's one. Probably Clint Eastwood, Arnie, Stallone, and probably Kurt Russell.
Yeah, all very good. For me, I'd say Clint Eastwood, Tom Cruise. I don't mind Keanu Reeves, but definitely Clint Eastwood for me. But actresses, oh wow, it's got to be Anya Taylor-Joy, hasn't it? Marvel fan says, good night, guys. Good night, Marvel fan. Thanks for joining. A lot of people saying night to Marvel. A lot of people saying night to them. Whoa, bloody hell, felt old. I was going to raves and epic music events in the 90s. I'm lucky to be alive. Oh. Boo. I've ordered the uncut Blu-ray from Canada of Infinity Pool off eBay. Oh, I didn't know there was an uncut version of it.
I hate to see what's in the uncut version after watching that one.
Well, I've heard you see a lot of Mia Goth in the film.
It was what she was doing to Bill Skarsgård. Not Bill. What's his face?
Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, oh my god.
Oh. Was it very interesting what she was doing to him, man?
I think he was enjoying it.
Lucky sod. Ooh. Bradley says it must be really frustrating for Jamie having such an unreliable connection. I can definitely relate to it. Tonight's been a bit of a funny one for me. Oh, fucking me. Bad Lieutenant says watch Goodfellas watch Goodfellas for the first time on Blu-ray Saturday and was totally blown away by it. Great film. Blu-ray transfer is pretty good. Mine's a bit dodgy though, because when I watched it on Blu-ray, it kept pausing a couple of times during it, but as I bought it quite a while ago, I couldn't return it, but my Blu-ray's okay. What about you, Andy? Have you watched the Blu-ray Goodfellas? Is that okay?
Yeah, I watched the 4K couple of days ago because I got the Film Vault edition of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd probably say that the Blu-ray looks better than the 4K, to be honest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, the 4K is not great.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, great film. Think it's fantastic. Haven't seen it on 4K, but I have seen it on Blu-ray.
And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I've just got it on Blu-ray, and yeah, it's been a while since I watched it. I think the transfer was okay. The movie is great, of course.
Yeah. Best 4K I've seen is still Blade Runner 2049. I've seen clips of it on because I got the digital 4K version and it looks outstanding. It does. So yeah. We've got Dalboy saying, "Okay, folks, I had to go as I just won an eBay item for £10, and am I dead yet? Chuffed. It's a Blue Yeti X microphone worth £150, so I'm excited, but hope it arrives in good condition." Wow, what a bargain there, Del Boy. Very happy for you. Good going, mate. We've got Radley saying, "Andy, how do you organise your Blu-ray collection? By genre, actors, alphabetise? Do you know where any movie is at any given time? Do you use something to catalogue them? Sorry, that's a lot."
No, just everything behind me, I rank by year, and everything over this side is my favourite stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. My phone is playing up something rotten tonight. Sorry about this. Right. Dalboy says, "Jamie, someone increased the gain on his bat signal." Alphabetical for sure. Categorizing films can be very messy. I just chuck them in any old how. Goodfellas, great flick, awful transfer in 4K. Did by genre, horror, sci-fi. Cool. My Goodfellas is part of a Robert De Niro box set with Patriot, Heat, and Once Upon a Time in America. Very good. Radley says, "Problem is some films fit in more than one genre, so alphabetical for me." That's fair enough. And the final comment of tonight is Dalboy saying, "I use the collector's software to catalogue my films. It's just the best software in my opinion." Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, for me, my collection, if you can see it there, is just chucked in any old how. I do have like superhero ones together, some action films together, and like labels together, but that's about it. Very bad at organising. I've got piles everywhere that I've got to sort out. Okay. But that is the final comment of tonight. I'm quite surprised. It's quite a short one tonight. 3 hours and 47 minutes, but wow. Thanks ever so much, everybody watching. But if you've got any comments, pop them all in. We can stay on for a little while longer. But thanks ever so much to everybody watching at home. Thanks to Rashad for joining the stream. It was great getting to chat to him. And as always, thanks to Jamie for joining, even if his signal on his back computer wasn't so good. And as always, thanks to Andy and Mike for joining, and a very special thanks to Scott for joining tonight. It's been great chatting to you.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm glad I joined in the end, to be fair. It's been a lot of fun.
It's you've been missed, mate. Really, really missed. So it's great to see you here. So thanks so much
Thank
for
you so
popping
much,
in.
Pete. I've really missed you guys a lot as well, to be fair. So it's good to be back.
Yeah. Bad Lieutenant says, "I need to get some cream for your piles, Pete." Ooh, no, ooh. Sai says, "Night night, guys. Brilliant stream as always." Night, Sai. Thank guys. Great stream. See you all next time. And Dalboy says, "Yep, great stuff, and thanks all for the memories." Well, thanks ever so much, everybody watching, and you 20 people watching at home. We'll be back again next week. Yep, we've got Bad Lieutenant here saying, "Much missed, Scott. Great to have you back." Totally agree.
Thank you, mate.
And Danny says, "Have a good one." But yeah, we'll be back next week with another special guest who I haven't confirmed with yet. But be sure to subscribe to everybody in the link in the description down below, and we'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.